Yo, 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 what up, lifers? 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 It's Dave Life. It's Dave Life. You're watching Dave Life After Dark, episode number 259. Dave Life After Dark, episode number 259. Traditional wife versus a man in a dress. Trad wife versus a man in a dress. Look, y'all, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're with us tonight. So I want to say thank you, man. I appreciate everybody for joining. Let's start this off like we always do, the right way. Heavenly Father, Lord, I pray that you would speak to your people, Lord. Father, I pray that you would enlighten us, entertain us, and inform us. I pray, Lord, less of me and more of you. I pray that you would have your way, Lord. Thank you for a wonderful week that we've had. Please forgive us for all of our sins that we've committed by both commission and omission. Father, I pray that you would get all the glory and praise and honor out of this conversation. Let us have a constructive conversation and get to the bottom of some subjects. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen, amen, and amen. Hey, yo, what up, y'all? What up, y'all? What's up, lifers? So, today we're going to discuss trad wife versus a man in a dress. Trad wife versus a man in a dress. And again, man, you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're with us tonight. I appreciate that. If you want to support Dave Life After Dark and Dave Life TV, you can hit us on Venmo at Dave Life. You can hit us on Venmo at Dave Life. Or you can hit us on Cash App at $ Dave Life TV. On Cash App at $ Dave Life TV. And for those that know, I am getting married this year. So if you want to be a blessing for the wedding party, the bride and groom, you get us on Cash App at Destined for Life. Destined for Life with 2 E's on life. So it looks like Destined for Lifey. And you'll see our picture. All right, DESTINED4LIFEE. That's it. All right, cool. Now that we got all that out the way, man, look, we're going to discuss something tonight. Trad wife versus a man in a dress. We are live, by the way. Shout out to everybody in the room. We're live right now, y'all. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. We're live on Instagram. What up to the gram? And we're live on Twitter. So I want to bring up some friends that's going to help me out tonight. Y'all know them, man. They've been on the show before. These are some of my regular panelists. First of all, this is my sister from another mister. She's the Latina with the swagina, the Mexicana with the, I don't know, what rhymes with Mexicana? I'm not sure. But I want you to come on to the stage. This is my homegirl, Michelle. She is the host of Inside the Gated Studio. What's up, Michelle?
Hey, it'd be like Mexicana, part Americana. I don't know.
Mexicana, part Americana. Hey, I like that. Mexicana, part Americana. Oh, I say that in Espanol. What do I say part? I know parte. Poquito, which is small. Parte?
Parte.
Okay. Mexicana, parte Americana.
Yeah.
That's my homegirl, Michelle F. How you doing, Michelle?
I'm doing swell. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to get into these topics tonight.
Of course, I got.
Oh, you already get. Hold on now, sister. You already getting started. Go ahead.
I know, and I asked for a shot earlier, like 10 minutes ago, and I still haven't received it. I got the worst bartender ever.
Wait a minute. Are you a trad wife, or are you a man in a dress?
I think I feel like I felt like right there in between. I'm right there in between.
Right in the middle. Well, as a trad wife, a traditional wife,
see,
for those that don't know,
that goes with the American and Mexican. Oh,
it does.
See,
all right, so we need to talk about that. All right, so while we get that prepared, because look, the first topic is trad wife. We're going to discuss what that is. So while we're doing that, I'm gonna bring up my homeboy, my brother from another mother. I've known this man since 8th grade. Come on up to the stage. This is the big homie. We used to call him E Double. Because, you know, his middle name starts with an E, and he was a lady killer. If y'all know anything about EPMD, y'all know who the E Double is, Eric Sermon. We used to call him E Double. He's the biggest man I know with handles. This dude could play ball. And I see somebody else in the comments that also could play. I wouldn't mind seeing y'all two playing. But anyway, let me get my boy up here. Come on up here, Big Corey G. What up, Corey?
Good evening.
What's up, Corey?
Not much, brother. Just enjoying this Thursday night. Hey, Michelle.
How are you?
Oh, wonderful.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate y'all, man, for joining Corey. It's been a minute. Well, actually, you know what? Yo, hold up, Corey. Yeah, you missed it. We had a Dave. Both of y'all missed it. We had a Dave Life TV news episode about Will Smith.
Yeah.
A couple people jumped in.
I was asleep.
You asleep, Corey.
I was fighting with my landlord.
Oh,
Yeah.
You fighting with your landlord?
Yeah, we're getting out of here.
What? Really?
Oh yeah. I
You didn't
know.
get there.
It sucks. Management sucks here. I'm not gonna say the name of the place or anything, but I do not recommend it at all.
All right. Well, let's not put that on the record. We don't want to put that out there.
No.
Hey, y'all can hit her up at Inside the Drinker Studio, and she can give you details. All right. So a few people are going to be joining us late. But Corey, you wanted to discuss Father's Day.
oh yeah.
And how what'd you say? And how it's what?
How it's being disrespected, man.
Wait, is it being disrespected?
Disrespected.
Is it a disrespectful holiday? Which one is it?
It's being disrespected because I'm a father.
Okay.
And as other, you have Mother's Day, like Allison D said, it's number 2 holiday.
Mm-hmm.
We're number
guys are
20.
20.
Okay.
20.
That's insane. Number 20. That's crazy. Look, I do have someone else that's in the audience. He looked like he driving. Hey man, be careful driving, all right? You good? All right. Come on up to the stage. This is my brother from another mother, man. This is my barber. When I'm in LA, I have to put that caveat in. S, don't get mad at me. This man been my barber for 10 years or more. Come on up to the stage, Estevan. What's up, S?
What's going on? How y'all good people doing, man?
Just be careful.
Hold on. I'm gonna bring somebody down so S can get up. Hold on, Corey. All right, there you go. S, are you all right driving, bro?
Yeah, I'm good. I ain't gonna be here long, so I'm going. I want to catch you on a little bit, see what y'all had going on. I'm about to go hang out with my family. They out here from Louisiana.
That's what's up. All right, you got about 15 or 20 minutes you can give us?
I got that.
All right. So what I'm gonna do, since you're driving, I'm gonna bring you down to the green room, and then once we start to talk about stuff, I'll bring you up. Okay?
Sounds good.
Actually, you know what? No, I'm just gonna leave you on mute. You here, man? I got you, bro. I got you on mute. All right. Oh, what's up, Yvette? What's going on, Yvette?
Hey.
Hey, Mr. Everybody. Trying to
Yeah,
get the
Yvette.
I was gonna say, where my girls at?
Yvette. Dear
Yvette.
Come on, not that song.
Yvette. Y'all
I
remember
didn't
that?
like that one. I didn't
You
like
ain't like that
I
one?
was in Germany. No, there was another one that was a better one. That's not it.
Yeah, you remember that one? S. That was by LL.
Man,
Dear Yvette.
that was by LL. That was the cut.
You ain't like
It
it,
was what he
Yvette?
was saying about Yvette.
He was what?
It was what he was saying about Dear
Oh,
Yvette.
okay, yeah.
Oh.
You know, but
I'll
Wasn't
try.
nothing nice.
I remember it sounded nice.
It did sound like we were young.
I
It had
remember
it had a good beat.
as a high school student, I remember I enjoyed that song. I don't know.
You know
I gotta
what I'm
listen to
saying?
it now. I don't know, y'all. We got to look that one up.
Right.
Okay.
We're gonna have. I'm gonna have it queued up next time I'm on.
Don't do me like that.
Oh man. Shout out to everybody that's
So how was
watching
everybody
on
week?
Good.
Man,
Hot.
good.
Really hot.
Hot.
Yeah, we
Well,
got
you
to
can be out here
118.
floating with us in Florida.
Yeah, I heard.
Florida is a little different, y'all.
Yeah, it's humid.
It is. It is. It's something else.
But it's been raining for like last 2-3 days, right?
I need to build me an ark.
Yeah, it's been raining so hard, the
Gather up
doggone
some
Russian
too.
submarine is 30 miles away.
Submarine.
Gather me up some animals by 2.
Look, y'all got to be careful, man. Russia out there patrolling. Y'all better be careful. Hey, shout out to everybody who's watching on YouTube. I see Sharon is in the building. She said, "Good evening, everybody." I see my baby Destiny. She said, "Well, she always say, we live. Yeah, we live, babe. We live. We live." Hold on, I got one more person up in the green room. Oh, he's early this week. All right, that's what's up, man. Come on to the stage, my brother from another mother. You know him, S. You know him. This is the guy we call Mr. Al Tariq. What's up, Al?
Hey, hey,
Yay!
Brother Al.
We're
There's
gonna have to
only one
call.
out to reach.
We're gonna have to call Al, Mr. Wi-Fi. We're gonna have to call Al Mr. Wi-Fi because the
Yeah.
Wi-Fi always trip when I have
That
you
we
on.
have
Al.
AT&T.
900 people on here.
Right.
He got
Yeah.
a hanger with some foil on the roof.
Hey, Dave, Al got literally Wi-Fi is Y-5.
Right,
Why?
right.
Right? Why? It's every week. It's like, why am I doing this?
Why?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're gonna have to have a talk with your Wi-Fi guy.
right, right.
How's your
Hey,
week?
it might be an actual guy on top of the roof at his house.
It might be an actual guy. That's what's up, man. How you been, Al? I know you've been doing dad duty the last couple times. How you
Yeah,
been, bro?
man. Yeah, wrapped up one basketball season and started another one.
That's what's up.
Sounds
That's
like
what's
a
up.
great father to me.
Yeah, man, I'm trying.
You know, Corey's
Absolutely.
topic tonight is Father Day and why that holiday gets disrespected. So we want to get to that. Yvette, your topic tonight was mental health, right?
Nice.
Well, it's mental health, but it's more less understanding your emotions. That's what it's really about. I don't think people understand the emotions that they go through and what they mean and how to differentiate between happy, sad, elated, like understanding what all the spectrum of emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Okay. Hold on. I'm stalling because I'm looking for your clip.
Yeah, you bet.
Hold
My
on.
emotions are jacked up because I'm a cancer.
Uh-oh.
I have one of those. I do. My son,
You know,
he's a cancer.
so you already know.
I do, but I didn't realize that. I really didn't. My sister's a cancer. My younger brother, who's a comedian, is a cancer, and they all act a little different. But I'm
Oh yeah.
starting to understand them more now. I mean, I truly understand the difference between all of them.
We love so hard, and then we hate hard. Everything we do emotionally is hard.
It is.
Well, but that sounds like an equal balance to me.
It is, brother. That's why we the best sign.
Oh, yeah,
The best
y'all the best sign, huh?
Mm-mm.
I
Well,
don't know about all
well,
that.
what I can tell you, Corey, is if you adapt the Leoism, life would be a lot easier and you won't need mental health.
Ah, come on now. That's what you are, Leo. What's your birthday?
Damn. He said you won't need mental health. Like
You won't need mental
you be
health.
good to
Wow.
go.
Man, every Leo I knew was mental.
How does that work, Al? How does that work?
The problem is that we're not mental. We're smart enough mentality-wise to not give a damn about the small shit.
Hold on. While we're talking, I want to make sure everybody know what the topic is. The topic tonight is actually 4 topics. All right, it's 4 topics. Shout out to everybody that's watching on Instagram. Instagram, can y'all hear me? Hold up, man. Can y'all hear me? If you can hear me on Instagram, give me some hearts. All right. The topic tonight is it's 4 topics, but the first one is traditional wife. We're going to talk about what the traditional wife is and how that's being used today. I don't know if you guys have heard, and then we're going to get into a man in a dress. That's the Eboni K. Williams topic. If Sophie makes it, I want to cover that because Sophie definitely wanted to discuss that. So I'm waiting on that girl, Sophie. If she's not here, we'll jump into the next one, which is what is the next one, y'all? Oh, that's the Father's Day from Corey, and then after that we'll do mental health. I see somebody in the audience that's not been here in a minute. Hold on, I see my friend. This is my friend. She my sister. From another Mister. Look, man, let me tell you something. She's a trainer. She's a bodybuilder. She's a poet. She's a digital graphics artist. She did the 30-second intro for the show and the 17-second intro for the show. She did both of those. And this is my friend Shaq. What's up, Shaq?
Hey, how are you all?
Dope female
Hey.
trainer. What's up, Shaq?
Hi.
Hey.
It's been
How
a
is everybody
minute.
doing? It's been a long minute. I had to take a break
It's been a
from
real minute.
social media. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, hold on. I had to turn your mic up so we could hear you. You there? You should
Okay.
say something, Shaq.
Let me just turn the Bluetooth off. Can you hear me better?
I got you.
There
Yes.
you
Oh,
go.
hey. All right.
Okay, got you. I had to turn my Bluetooth off.
Okay, cool. All right, yeah, you sound good. Welcome back, Shaq. Where you been?
Let me turn it back this way. I've just been working on my book and taking a little break from social media.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you could join today, and I'm glad you're back. So we got Shaq in the building. All right. So Michelle, let me solo me and Michelle right quick. So Michelle, you said that you wanted to discuss trad wives. Now, before we even get into it, I can tell you, my audience don't know what the hell a trad wife is, because I didn't know what a trad wife was. Okay, I didn't know what that was. I had to look it up. But don't give me your angle yet. Just give me your discussion of what your description of a trad wife. What is a trad wife in your
My personal
mind?
description or my Google Wikipedia description?
Give me Google.
Alrighty. Let's see. A trad wife is a neologism for traditional wife or traditional housewife. In recent Western culture, typically denotes a woman who believes in and practices traditional sex roles and marriage. Many tradwives believe that they do not sacrifice women's rights by choosing to take a homemaking role within their marriage. Some may choose to leave careers to focus instead on meeting their family's needs in the home. So that's basically the traditional wife, 50s Mad Men type ladies.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I caught that correctly, as I adjust my hold on, I gotta get my light right. I'm too chocolate to be all. Hold on. Is that enough light? I think that's enough
good.
light, right?
Yeah.
There it
You're
is.
right.
I'm all smoky. I'm
You're
trying
pretty
to
good.
look.
You're pretty good.
It's the hat. The hat's covering the eyes. Normally I have my shades on.
Yeah.
All right. So a trad wife is a traditional wife
Mm-hmm.
who does not feel that it's non-feminine to be stay at home and take care of the home. Did I hear that properly?
Yeah, in a way. And they also are very traditional in their beliefs, bordering
Right.
on the conservative, obviously. Like they believe in
Okay.
their conservative beliefs, their religious beliefs. I mean, they
Right.
go to extremes. They can go to very, very big extremes, such as like I was reading that they wear veils, things like that, without even having to be of another like culture or anything. They're
Not
just
on
the
the wedding,
Americans.
not on the wedding night. They just walk around the crib with a veil
Yeah,
on.
apparently they go far.
Okay,
Yeah.
so look, before I open this up to the audience, I brought that picture up because the lady on the left is what I considered a trad wife when I think of a traditional wife, someone who doesn't mind cooking, cleaning, and doing the traditional woman female
having
roles.
the babies and taking care of them, and that
Right.
kind of.
And the concept that I think I'm understanding is that a trad wife is someone who d- stays at home. They don't work outside the home.
100%.
All right, cool. All right, so now that we got that set up, let me play the clip, Michelle, because I think the clip will be good for everybody to see. I have two clips. So one clip is the intro from a Gen Zer, and this lady is going to give her little 1 minute diatribe about a trad wife, and then I have about a 2 minute clip from The View where they all discuss the phenomenon of trad wives and how Gen Zers are calling
Toddlers
it.
woke up with a cough and a little bit of a sore throat, and I don't usually keep cough drops or traditional medicine in the house, so let's make some. These were so soothing.
Same deal here. Oh, my toddlers woke up sick this morning and I just happened to have fresh ginger and elderberry and arrowroot powder and cough drop molds in the pantry. No, you didn't. This was clearly planned well in advance, and it is crazy to me that people fall for it. This is my hot take. I believe that trad wives have built a business on cosplaying what they believe real homemakers do. Anyone who's an actual homemaker knows that it looks nothing like what trad wives portray. It's an act, it's a facade, it's a business. They're still technically working, but it's their job to pretend that they don't have a job. Do you make 6 figures a month by posting cooking videos on TikTok? No, probably not. So why are you comparing yourself to someone who lives that life? Trad wives, the new wave of millennial and Gen Z women who are cosplaying 50s housewives on TikTok.
This morning, my toddlers
Now,
woke.
the thing that caught me was when she said cosplaying 50s wives. Like in other words, she claims trad wives in today's world are content creators, Gen Zers to be specific, who are mimicking what they think a traditional wife is from the 1950s, from like Mad Men and all of that, right? They're just doing what they think a traditional wife did from all the different ads and stuff and the cooking books and the commercials. So they're mimicking that in order to create content to sell an image to women, but they ain't really doing that themselves. That's the take it sound like she was setting up. Am I right, Michelle? Is that
Well,
was her
okay,
angle?
yeah. Just to clarify, the girl that she's talking about is actually a former supermodel that married, I believe, an actor or a musician. I don't remember exactly. And she quit her job for supermodeling and decided to be a full-on mother and wife at home. And yeah, I can see the point that this girl is making about the whole, like, you don't have the molds for the lozenges right there and there in your home and all that. Yeah, it is exaggerated. I mean, I am a wife. I'm not a trad wife. I do a lot of the trad wives, stuff that they do because I don't work. But to be honest
Okay.
with you, I don't wear dresses. I just wear a shirt and no bra on.
Hold on. Now you get into the other part of the topic. Hold on. I'm still
I'm
setting up the image.
clarifying.
Yeah, I'm setting up the image of a trad wife. All right. Here's the other clip that I want to share, you guys. It's about 2 minutes, so just listen to everyone's take, and then we're going to open it up for discussion. And the way we've been doing it, we're going to do round table. Everybody will have about 2 minutes to say their piece. We're going to go around. Everybody will say their piece uninterrupted, and then we'll just open up and have open discussion. We're going to cover this topic for 30 minutes, and then we're jumping into the next thing. So here is the other clip from The View. Well, wait, before I do that, does anybody have any question on what a trad wife is according to what we've been looking at? Speak up.
Yeah, I got a question. Is this a caucus thing?
No, it's not necessarily like the percentage is quite high.
A Caucasian thing.
Majority.
A trad wife in a black community actually was all of that, plus the woman had a job as well.
We getting there. We getting there, Corey.
Okay, go ahead.
Yvette, a question, not a discussion, just a question, Yvette, because we still covering it. Okay, that's a no. Okay,
No
all right.
question.
So here's what The View said.
I'm here.
All right, here's what The View said.
As women continue to move ahead in many different areas, the Washington Post looked at some who claim they're longing for that they are longing for the past. The so-called triad wife.
Trad wife. Short for traditional wife.
Trad wife.
Traditional.
Are women who say they'll forego a career to be a stay-at-home wife or girlfriend and live a life of feminine leisure, like in the old days.
Hold on, that's key. She said forego a career in order to live a life of leisure. So they're making it so the other lady is like, okay, a trad wife is traditional. She's actually a Gen Zer who's acting traditional. Is what the last lady said. What Whoopi and them are saying is no, this is a woman who actually forgoes her career to live a life of leisure. Keyword leisure, as if being traditional means, hey, all I got to do is boop, 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 boop. All right, let me keep going because I don't want to commentate yet. I'm just setting it up.
right? But I don't think the old days had a lot of leisure. I watched Mad Men. Like, they were miserable.
The women were home.
Yeah, but they were not happy. And the brilliance of the time we're living in is now feminism is having choices. So I respect someone that wants to be at home. Yeah. And I happen to be someone who chooses otherwise, but to think we live in a time where you could do that, but it's a privileged stance also to be at home. A lot of families need two incomes.
Most families,
Yeah.
I think. And what's funny to me is, this trad wife, I guess it's a Gen Z thing, being at home, taking care of a home, taking care of a family is really hard work. Yeah. It is really hard work. I know when my son was born, because I was a former sex crime prosecutor, I didn't trust anyone. And so I stayed home for a year, and people were begging me to leave the house, okay? Because my kids call it mamifying, because I sort of like some of the traditional roles. I like being the nurturer. I like cooking. I like cleaning the house.
Okay, here's the problem.
That kind of thing.
Okay, let's
So they have a lot of takes. I think we should pause right here for the cause and just kind of start to discuss, because I also don't want YouTube to get me for posting somebody else's content. So first of all, welcome to the stage. I see that girl Sophie is in the building. Sophie, when you come back, just say what's up, Sophie. We're gonna clap for Sophie now.
I'm here.
Hey, what's up, Sophie?
Oh, hey. Hello, everyone. Oh, look at Michelle and her little side part.
I know. I did the trad wife thing.
Yes, and Dope Female is here. And of course, Esteban and Yvette and Big Corey. And of course, the Honorable Alterique. Yes, good to see you all.
Sweetheart?
Welcome. Well, hey, what's up, Sophie?
Today.
Welcome. All right, so we're in the middle of our round table talk. Let me see. Somebody said, okay. She said, "Add me, bro." I got you, sis. I got you. I just
Michelle,
seen
I
that.
love your hair. It looks so pretty.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right,
It's
so
natural.
the topic, if you didn't know, Sophie, right now we're discussing trad wives, and whether that is true or whether that's a myth. I will continue to play a little piece of The View, and then I'm coming straight to you, Michelle. We're gonna go around the room.
But we needed two incomes.
look. I'm the only one here who was around during the
No, you're
dark
not.
ages of the 50s.
No, you're not.
Well, you were young. You're younger than
Yeah, I was
me.
young, but I remember that.
Yeah. And women were home. Let's say that they did everything, correct? And the men had a little dirty little secret. They could go out and make money, have a martini in the afternoon, schmooze with their friends, and they liked that. Then they come home and everything is done. And there was this book, remember The Total Woman?
Yeah.
They wanted you to appear at the door
on something
wearing
nice.
nothing but cellophane and greet him. Darling, I'm so happy to see you, and all this other stuff, okay? The problem was now feminism comes in, 1970 approximately, Joy, and Gloria Steinem says everybody needs a wife. Everybody needs a wife, meaning somebody has to take care of the home.
Yes.
The women are going out to work, okay?
Yeah.
But they're also coming home to the laundry, to the work,
To the same
to the
stuff,
cooking,
which is
to
hard.
the cleaning, to raising the kids, to everything else. The men have not stepped up in 50 years.
And now that's where we're gonna stop. Okay, so Joy has.
Okay, you froze. What's going on?
And he talks about my Wi-Fi.
Okay, Dave.
Talk about his Wi-Fi gave him the big pause.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
I don't even know what he was gonna say, so I can continue it. But I guess I'll just give my take on it, and why I kind of suggested this is what I've been watching is when it's popping up in my YouTube lately, and I find it very interesting, especially because being a married woman, that I don't work. I believe in the values that's why I said, like, I'm right in the middle of the American and Mexican, because my traditional Mexican values say, hey, you get married, you have the kids, you do the laundry, you do the ironing. I mean, I even got shit from my family when I married Juan, and they're like, oh, you're not gonna put lunch for him to work, you're not gonna iron his shirts. And I'm like, no. I mean, I can be a wife, and I know how to do all those things, but I'm not gonna do it. I mean, yeah, he's gonna work, and I still had a job back then. But now that I don't, it's just kind of unbelievable and crazy how the new generations are portraying it. And also the other side, which is the extreme, the feminists that say, no, they don't like that. They criticize. And it's just very interesting to me to see both sides and how extreme they can get. Yeah. So
I definitely
I have a
agree.
girlfriend. Yeah, I have a girlfriend the same. She tends to when they got married, of course, they both worked. He was from another country, so he had to get acclimated to the American way of doing things, and then
Sorry,
of
y'all.
course they built their where they bought homes, flipped them, did their thing. And then it got to the point she didn't have to work anymore. So now it's like he's off to different countries doing textiles, whatever. And then he comes home, and she's home a lot by herself. At least she used to be anyway. So it's like, well, why don't you find something to do? That was me, like, how have another family on the other side of the world. And I used to be like, are you cooking for this man? He's coming home, and she goes, who says I have to cook? I'm like, but he's on all day long. Like, when he come home, can he get a meal? And she says, I don't have to cook. But she, so she had more of that luxury, but she also felt like I don't have to do everything that the traditional housewife, they say you're supposed to do. But she did take care of the house. She did. She made sure the bills got paid and stuff like that. He brought home the bacon. She made sure it was dispersed properly.
Yeah, and it's interesting to me also because, like you said, the new generations are making it like it's not like Mad Men. You do not wear a fancy dress and stay clean. Like that white dress making lozenges for the kids, like that's not gonna, no, that cannot be. And I agree with the girl that is criticizing that video, because that's why I had to say, I'm like, you know what, whenever I'm here, I'm cleaning, I just wear a shirt, no bra. Nobody wears that. That is not true. And I think they're giving that image to the new generations. It's wrong.
But the reality of it is, like, it depends on where you live in the country. You need 2 checks to even survive. Like cost of living cost of living in California, I don't know where. I'm not sure where everybody's living at, but if let's say I lived in Louisiana, yeah, I can probably it can be a one check coming to the house and be able to facilitate all the dreams that we need. Where your rent is $500 a month. My cousin stays in Dallas. He has a 4-bedroom and he spends $950 a month. 4-bedroom, 3-bath, $950 a month, and he owns that. He's not renting. He owns that. I live in LA. I have a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, and I'm paying $2,000, and that's on the fact that my aunt owns the property. Otherwise, that same piece of property that I'm staying on, I will be spending $2,700 a month easily.
Okay, so my Wi-Fi went out a second ago, you guys, so I had to bounce back. So
You got the
I
midget
want to
on top
go.
of the roof.
Yeah, I know. So look, I know a few people have comments on this. You guys already started. Let's go around the room and give everybody about a minute, 2 minutes to give their impression. First of all, trad wife, traditional wife. The way that Gen Zers portray it, they portray it like it's this perfect thing and they're doing content. And the idea is, oh, they're lying because they're selling an image to women and they're not really doing it themselves. Right? Because if you're a trad wife, would you be making $100,000 on YouTube as a traditional wife? I mean, isn't YouTubing a job? I thought a traditional wife didn't have a job and was just a Susie homemaker, right? So let me just ask this: do you agree? We're gonna start with Michelle, and then we're gonna go right around the room. So Michelle, Yvette, Corey, and then Sophie.
I'm gonna have to step out. I just got to my family's little thing. I'm sorry I couldn't hang out with y'all long enough.
I'll ask you this before you go. Do you believe in a traditional wife? Is a traditional wife that stays at home and lives a life of luxury while you work hard and pay all the bills? Is that a myth? And
it's
if it is, okay, well,
it's a myth. It's a myth. It's a myth unless you're part of the 15 or 5%ers in the world.
So what does a trad wife look like to you? A traditional wife?
Well, in a traditional wife, in today's world, it's going to be 2 households. It's going to be 2 households contributing to our living and us enjoying life together, instead of one working their ass off and the other just relaxing. I mean,
a 2-income household.
Yes, definitely. I mean, like I said, I live in California, so it's a little different. Like, I'm about to go in here with my cousins, and I'm probably finna spend about $400. Like that's just, and this is just Thursday. I still got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday coming up. Like these are regular days for us out here.
So
You know what I'm saying?
traditional wife is a myth.
Yeah,
So
to me it is.
takes, okay. So if there are two incomes, meaning she's working and you're working, what is your image of I don't know, how can she be traditional if she's working? Can she?
I mean, it's those days. I mean, traditional. Okay, well, if we go back to the beginning of time, where traditionally the woman didn't work, the man was able to sustain a household by his check alone. That just kind of out the window. If you go to the back when they started saying, okay, women's live and women started working, women will work and bring their checks home to their men, and they will pay the bills together. That's something that women aren't going for today. So it's like it needs to be a household, an equal household, but the man is still the man of the house.
All right. So the days of her staying at home and being a homemaker, that's done, at least in your mind, in your paradigm. Both people got to work. Okay. All right. Cool. Hey man, I know you got to rock. I wish we could get to the Eboni K. Williams thing.
I wish we could. I wish we
Try to come
could.
back, Stefan.
You're gonna have to either come back or chime in on YouTube.
Well, you know, sometimes Dave moves a little slow because he told me it'd be 15, 20 minutes, and it took me 30 minutes to get where I got to, and we just started. So I'm assuming this is gonna go on for the next 2 or 3 hours. So I might be able to
That's
chime
how it
on back in,
goes.
and you know what I'm saying, and catch all of it, and you know, and go through the whole rundown again with y'all. You know what I mean?
You got the link, man. Jump back in when you can. All right.
I can. Hey, peace and love to all y'all.
All right, S.
All
That's
right.
Esteban, y'all. My man S. That's my man S. All right. So Esteban is leaving the studio. Okay. Michelle, I don't know if we got your take.
I gave my opinion, but I just wanted to also add, like I said in the video, that girl, supermodel, former, married to somebody that makes a lot of money. So yeah, obviously you have to make a lot of money, and the guy has to really make a good buck for you to try to live that life. Now, adding the dresses and adding the glamour to it, that's where I'm like, nah. It doesn't work.
Well, is it realistic for a woman to try to be a traditional wife off of one income in today's world?
Yes, because I can say that I could live that if I wanted to. I am in that position. I'm lucky enough and you know, blessed to have a husband that works and makes enough money for the two of us, and I could choose to do that. Now, the whole putting on the garb, that's not going to happen. But I say is realistic to a certain socioeconomic level, definitely. Otherwise, no.
Okay, so if the husband makes enough, essentially, a woman might have the luxury to live that traditional lifestyle.
Right.
So let me ask you the other thing. Is it anti-feminine? Because, you know, feminism came in and said, hey, women can do everything a man can do. We can work, we can vote, we can, you know, we're strong. Is it against feminism to be a stay-at-home traditional wife? Is that somehow not, it's against the feminist movement is what I'm asking.
I don't think so. I just think it's just a very polarizing view from feminists, you know, because I know that if I choose to live this life, I know that Juan is not going to prevent me and say, don't go out and vote, don't have an opinion, you know, you have to look this way, you have to act a certain way, you're not going to have any rights. I don't think so. I know that I'm free to work if I wanted to or do whatever I want. So I don't know why the feministic side is so against it. I mean, it's a choice. As a woman, it's a choice. That's not going to take womanhood from me.
I have a theory. I feel like the traditional feminine role is misandry. And misandry is the hatred of men just because they're men, just because they're male. Misogyny is the hatred of women just because they're female. Right. So the opposite would be misandry. It's almost like the whole black and white thing. I hate you because you're black. I hate you because you're white. And because of that, I'm not going to deal. So if you have a misogynist, I hate you because you're a woman. And just because you're a woman, I'm not going to give you respect. I'm not going to give you opportunity. I'm just going to, and it just the dominoes go from there. And I think that the natural feminist movement is typically I hate you because you're a man. Now they won't say it. Some will, but I think at the heart of it, it is you are a man. You have a penis. I hate you.
Yeah.
Whether it's the patriarchy, whether it's it's a man's world, whether it's you're stronger, whether it's you know, you don't have to carry babies, whether it's you don't
Right.
have to have a period.
And I think
You just
that
hate
that's
us
where
because
you
we're
make a point.
yeah,
You
and that's not
make a
cool.
really good point, because I think that's what the problem is with the feminists. It's like, how dare you, a woman, you're supposed to be on our side, do this, have this kind of lifestyle, and work for the man. We hate men. That's why that's the
Okay.
part that I don't like. And yeah, I think that it could work in a modern world, especially if you're more rational being and set your boundaries and have clear communication and a good marriage.
Okay. Hold on,
Yeah.
everybody go on mute. I'm hearing some scratching and scuffling and something.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, see, that was Corey. See, Corey, I wasn't gonna call you out. I'm sorry, bro. As soon as you hit mute, the scuffling went away. I heard scuffling. All right. You know
That
what,
bag of potato chips away.
Corey? You're actually up next, though. So, Corey, tell me, come on off mute and tell me. First of all, is a trad woman a traditional woman realistic in today's world, or is it a myth? And we also ask, does it take two incomes? But I'll also add this to yours: is that something you desire? A traditional woman, stay-at-home wife, stay-at-home mom, relies on your income, or do you desire something different?
Those are a lot of great questions, sir. Well, I'll say this. It can be realistic with communication, meaning this. If I live in Georgia. So if I live in South Georgia and I say, hey, babe, you know what? I want to have a traditional home and I'm going to take care of you, but we only have this as our budget. Are you willing to do this with me and take care of the home? But we're going to build from that. Meaning this, we have acres, or we have our own farm, whatever. Certain things to me can be done in a traditional sense. I've seen it done, but the thing is, if the parties are willing to do it, it's not. If you can take care of me, it's all about communication. And the thing is, if I can pay the bills and my wife agrees to be able to do this and be able to work with each other at the same time, it can be done. But a traditional wife, like they're talking about, I mean, I don't know, what that is, because all the women I know are not traditional wives. I'm talking about my grandmother to my, my grandmothers on both sides to my mother, and my ex-wife. It wasn't traditional because as a black man, my grandmother worked. She had a job doing something. And my grandfather did take care of the household, but she had something to do, but she did both things. And my grandfather and my father, they all did something in the house as well. They took care of the yard. They did whatever they had to do.
Well, Corey,
to take
look,
care of the household.
to be fair though, you and I, born in the 70s, the 50s, our parents were probably born in the 50s. So it's like they weren't in the 1950s traditional societal mold of husband and wife. They were more in the 70s, 80s, right?
No, I'm
Our
talking about
parents.
my grandparents though. So my grandparents were in the 50s. So my grandfather was in the Korean War. My grandfather came home and went to South Chicago, got a house, married his wife, and had a family. My grandmother, I think she worked at the phone company at that time, but she had to work, to help out to make ends meet. So as it's hard to say in a black family, what traditionally is might be hard to find sometimes. If you go back, what is traditional? Because we ain't had no time to be traditional. We don't even know what traditional is.
You bring a great point, Corey, and that is in black families, especially, and I'm gonna say like back in the 70s, right? If we were lower middle class, right? Middle class, lower middle class, upper lower class, if we were kind of in that range, blue collar, workers, hey man, you couldn't really afford. And I think Michelle said it too. It takes a certain lifestyle to have that. Because see, look, the way the Gen Zers are painting it, Oh man, it's plush, baby girl. You just make your child homemade medicine, and I'm gonna stitch him a bear today because I have all my crocheting skills and all the perfect fabrics that my husband bought me. Because I have everything at my fingertips to be the perfect wife. And I'm gonna say this for those women that do that, cool. But you're right, Corey. Back in the 70s, our parents didn't have the income to be like, look, if I had the income if my parents had the income to send me to piano lessons, I'd probably be a professional musician today. We couldn't afford a piano nor lessons.
What
So
is going on with the
there's no
Wi-Fi
telling
tonight?
what could have come. Hold up, is that Yvette?
Yeah, I was
Hold
just
on.
saying the Wi-Fi because everybody had frozen.
No, we can still hear you. You good. You good, Yvette. Oh, Yvette's frozen. All right, we're gonna let Yvette get her Wi-Fi straight. All right, I got to circle to Sophie. But Corey, great point that, and same thing you said, Michelle, that in order to have that stay-at-home plush life that the Gen Zers are painting, number one, that probably wasn't even how it really was in the 50s. But even if it was, you got to have a certain amount of income. And lower middle class, upper lower class don't have that kind of income. Sophie, that girl, what's your impression of a traditional wife? Do you believe it's real? Is it something that requires two incomes? And is it the way Gen Zers are painting it, or is traditional wife something different? Give us your take on traditional wives.
Jay, this is based off of the clip that you showed, or just the questions that you're asking now? Because I didn't see the clip.
You didn't see the clip? All right, hold on. Let me run it. Let me run that back for you.
Or somebody wants to.
And I think this is good too because the people that missed it, they'll get a chance to see it. Hold on, I need everybody to go on mute because I can hear chairs and everybody except Sophie because Sophie is about to speak. Thanks, y'all. All right, let me share. I think this was one of them. This one. Nope. Hey, Michelle, Juan sent me a clip and I didn't understand. I was like, what is that clip? On a white lady in the car. She kept driving past, talking smack. I didn't understand I didn't understand.
Yeah.
I didn't, Michelle. I was like, what is this white lady trying to prove?
Yeah, it was a Facebook marketplace experiences that he was suggesting that we use as a topic. Because I'm selling stuff too, and people are like, oh my God.
Okay. It was a different topic. Okay. All right.
Yeah, different
All
topic.
right, here you go, Sophie. Check this out.
Toddlers woke up with a cough and a little bit of a sore throat, and I don't usually keep cough drops or traditional medicine in the house, so let's make some. These were so soothing.
Same deal here. Oh, my toddlers woke up sick this morning and I just happened to have fresh ginger and elderberry and arrowroot powder and cough drop molds in the pantry. No, you didn't. This was clearly planned well in advance, and it is crazy to me that people fall for it. This is my hot take. I believe that tradwives have built a business on cosplaying what they believe real homemakers do. Anyone who's an actual homemaker knows that it looks nothing like what tradwives portray. It's an act, it's a facade, it's a business. They're still technically working, but it's their job to pretend that they don't have a job.
Okay, so that's the initial part, Sophie, is that this lady on YouTube is saying Gen Zers are mimicking women from the 50s in what they consider traditional roles. Like, oh, my child is sick, so I'm just gonna make some elderberry cough drops so quickly. And she's like, first of all, chick, that ain't realistic. Who has all of that? She's like, second of all, you're acting like women in the 50s just had unlimited money and could just be stay-at-home moms and wives and create everything from scratch because their husbands just had it like that. And she's like, for a Gen Zer to put that out there like that, you're a content creator making money promoting traditional wifedom, but you ain't a traditional wife. You actually a business owner and a content creator. It's hypocritical. So the question is, do you agree that being a traditional wife was like that, like they try to present it, or was it more like? And we played a clip from The View that was a little longer, so I don't want to replay it. But they had Joy Behar, I believe her last name is, and they had Whoopi Goldberg, both of a certain age, and they were like, "Look, back in the 50s, it wasn't like that, y'all. Like, yes, we were homemakers, and yes, we were able to do things, but it came with a lot of my husband ain't helping me. But yeah, he make the money, but it's kind of misogynistic because he can go have drinks with the boys, do whatever he want." And so it wasn't as glamorous. That was their take. So having said that, what is your take on traditional wifedom? Is it a real thing? Is it realistic in 2024, or is it just something that content creators are selling to women because it looks good?
Kind of answered. You asked a couple of questions in one thing. A traditional wife is whatever I guess the husband is whatever they agreed upon when they got married, however he met her. That video that you showed, I feel like that is a businesswoman, and that is it looked as though it was mimicking something that she saw. Of course, like Michelle was saying, the preparedness and all of that. Even though I do have all of those items, elderberry, ginger, lemon, I have molds. I probably should lead with, I do have the sheer robes. I think it's beautiful. I like
You be
to
walking around in
dress
cellophane,
up.
Sophie?
I have
You be walking around in
dozens
cellophane?
of the little 90s and stuff like that. I used to get in trouble when I was married. Like if he's coming home from work, he'd be like, "Okay, are you dressed? I'm bringing some coworkers. Can you go get dressed?" It was like that. I just think it's beautiful. It's just fun. It was just fun for me, but that's just me and the time. And I did work, I had children, but I think that as an interior designer, I've met with a lot of couples, and you get to see lots of family dynamics. There was one couple in particular that he had gotten divorced, and him and his wife had a big, huge house. They had a yacht. They had several cars. Once they got divorced, everything was cut in half, and he realized that he could not live the same lifestyle because he was living off of a joint lifestyle. So with my friend who was married to this man who is now divorced, he decided we're going to live in a beautiful townhouse, but we're going to live off of my income so that I'm always comfortable. I feel like I'm not living above my means, and whatever she brings in is extra. So they were always on vacations. They had motorcycles. They had a really nice, comfortable life, but it wasn't as extravagant. I think however a woman wants to dress in her house, however her husband wants to express to her what he wants to see or what doesn't want to see, that's up to her. And a lot of that traditional wife thing is really just about preparedness and how much time you have. I would say it's unrealistic to expect for somebody who's working a 9 to 5 to do all of these things if the partner is not helping. Then I should have led with this. I don't care where you live, whether it's New York, California, Houston, and I'll also give a little caveat. I am Afro-Latina, so I come from a Hispanic background. So we do cook for our men. We do, like my mom didn't do it, but I've seen like aunts and uncles like take off the shoes. I like doing that. I like to kind of cater. That's just me. You don't have to. I like all of that. But I feel like, what was I saying? The idea of things just being a certain way, it's just really what you and your partner have agreed upon. If you have expectations that you don't disclose to your partner, it's really premeditated setup. If you want your wife to not have a bonnet on or a robe or have her hair in 2 pigtails and looking fuzzy or a bun, then you need to express that. Some women may not have the time. You may have multiple children. She may have mental issues or may be tired or stressed or depressed or her cycle. So it's really up to the couple. I feel like traditional wives, if it's whatever it is, whatever that means to you, and if it coincides with you and your husband, then go off and do it. There's no judgment on either end. But having these false expectations and these false narratives, I feel sorry for the young lady who feels as though that is realistic. And some women do feel like they have to do all of these things. And you don't have to. It's okay if you get a cough drop, and even from the Dollar Tree. It doesn't have to be name brand. You can actually make some very good meals off of generic. So it's whatever works for you and your budget. But I do feel a man should not take a wife if he cannot take care of himself. I don't care if you're in Houston, Texas, New York, or whatever it is. If you're bringing me into your house, you're not bringing me in my paycheck and they're going to go ahead and get a bigger house. You should be able to. So all of this, we got to go half and half. That means you can't take care of a wife.
I want to say something about that too, because this is important. I want to say something about that because this is important. Back when I was single, before I was engaged to the love of my life, Destiny. Hey, baby. Before I was engaged, before I found Destiny, when I was out on the market, a lot of women would say stuff like, "Oh, you want a woman that's going to contribute?" Because you got to remember, Corey made a point. I grew up in a, I guess, non-traditional household, right? My mom had to work. Even when my mom and dad were married, my mother worked and she contributed. You know what I'm saying? So I've always been, dealing with women that contributed. So as I was a single man, I was like, hey, I want someone that's going to contribute. And I had women throw that at me. Oh, you want a roommate? I said, hold up. And I got to solo myself for this. I said, why I got to have a roommate? Why can't I just have a wife that's not lazy, that's going to contribute something to the bottom line? Because this is what I was getting. I was getting hypergamy. Oh, I want to marry up. I want to marry a man of means. Oh, it's such a blessing to have a man with means. I want to marry up. No. You lazy and you don't want to work and you want to live this plush lifestyle from a rich man, and you don't have to do nothing but give him sex and raise some kids, and you're going to have a maid and you're going to have a chef. That's what these women were expecting. Hold on, I'm getting some feedback, y'all. Somebody go on mute because I'm hearing scratching in my... Corey, you scuffling again?
Keep going. We're good. I don't hear anything.
So this is my issue. This is my issue, y'all. This was my issue. I was like, these young ladies in today's world, when I was looking for a wife, were using hypergamy, marrying up, marrying a man of means, marrying a man that had stature and it had accomplishments. I don't want to build a nigga. I want a man that's already there. They were using that as an excuse to say, I don't want to work. I don't want to contribute. I just want to lay on my back, have some babies, go to the gym and eat chocolate. That's essentially what they were saying. And you know how I know? Because they were like, well, how much you make? I was like, I make 6 figures. Well, if you don't make $500,000, who make $500,000 working a regular job? Nobody, unless you some salesman in some major Fortune 500 company or some CEO. No one working a 9-to-5 is making $500,000 on a paycheck. So they were like, oh, you need to make $500,000. You need to be an entrepreneur. So basically, you want an athlete, you want an entertainer, you want someone that's rich, you want someone that's already a millionaire, and therefore you'll marry them and then you'll live this plush life, put out all the babies he wants, be cute, go to the gym, yada, yada, yada. But a normal man with a 9-to-5, even a man that's doing well, because guess what? How much percent of the country makes 6 figures? Less than 10, less than 5, whatever that number is. They were unrealistic. So the reason I'm saying all that is because, y'all, in today's world, these women were delusional. Delusional. I want to be a kept woman. I want to be a traditional wife. Oh, you want a roommate because you want somebody to contribute? No, I want a functioning adult to add to the bottom line. Because this is the thing, Sophie, and this is why I'm glad you made that point. If a woman is going to be okay with being a traditional wife, being a stay-at-home mom, not working, then they need to be satisfied with whatever that man can provide, whether he make $50,000 or whether he make $500,000. If you want to marry a man and say, I'm going to be traditional and we're going to live off one income, that means you better be satisfied with the life he lives. And I'm not talking to you, Sophie. I'm talking to the audience, not you. I'm impassioned because I went through this.
I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
There's a lot to unpack in that. I mean, I understand it's a general statement and not all women feel that way. And I'm sorry for the women that said that to you, but that's not the type of woman that I deal with or even hang around. I do believe that if you are a man and if you're expecting to have a wife and have future children, that you should have already selected a job that can afford that. And a woman should, if she chooses to or not, supplement it. And if you have kids, if you don't have kids, you will quickly learn that daycare, childcare, all those things are very expensive. And even if you can't afford it, you may have anxiety. Your wife may have the anxiety of leaving her child with a stranger. So she may have been making all this great money, but then when she has that baby, it's like, oh no. Or if your child ends up in the NICU unit and you don't get to see your baby for like a 6 months or a year, whatever it is, all of these lofty ideas, they begin to change. So the kind of felt like, all of that type of like heat, just keep on living, have kids, If you do, get married to somebody who doesn't make a lot of money, then yes, of course. Yes, of course. You live off of the means because anything can happen. But
Right.
this idea about a woman should come in and pay half and help half, you do want a roommate. You do. You do.
But wait a minute.
You should be
Contributing is
preparing your life if
Well,
you want to have a spouse. If you
con-
have a dog, if you go ahead and
contributing.
get an apartment, they want you to pay 3 times. They want you to be able to afford 3 times the rent.
They do in
Why?
California
In
for
the
sure.
event something happens, only in California, not only in Florida, not only in Georgia, Wyoming, most
But
places
Sophie,
they
but
want you to
Sophie,
pay 3 times the rent.
this is the issue that I have with single women, and I'm coming back to you, Al. I heard you. I got you, bro. This
With
issue that I
some
have
single
with
women,
I said some in today's world. This is the issue that I had when I was single. They went from plush traditional wife, I don't do anything, but I stay at home and take care of the house. I don't pay any bills, but I stay home, take care of the house, to, well, I gotta be a roommate. There is an in between. You don't have to pay 50-50. You could contribute 10%. You could contribute 20%. You could contribute 30%. It does not have to be 50-50. They went from one extreme to the next. They act like people can't be a couple that's going to work together and build a life together. This is what I was experiencing 2 or 3 years ago. And it was disheartening because I'm like, okay, so you're saying if you work, you're a roommate, but you're saying if you are a stay-at-home wife, I need to provide the lifestyle that you're happy with, which in some woman's mouth was 500,000. And I was like, you ain't making 500,000. Why would a man come in and take you off Instagram from being a little tea seller with your little janky? Let me shut up.
I think that's a good stopping point. It just may be if you are the same person in all those relationships. I'm not sure what you were projecting to all of these women that expect
what I
you
project
maybe
today.
need to maybe just go back into the corners of your mind and figure out maybe what large or small portion of accountability that would make so many women, single women, feel like they could say that to you. Because there's maybe several women, I have female friends that don't feel that way, that are actually wanting to get married, that want to contribute. But of course, if I don't do bad all by myself, hey, I don't do bad all by myself. So I'm never going to say I can do bad by myself. I'm not going to go from good to worse.
Of course not.
Me contributing is taking care of the kids, because that you save money by doing that. If I leave the house, then it's going to be a bill, and all my money is going to go towards, or a portion of it's going to go towards the daycare. So all of this, it's sounding a little misogynistic, with some of maybe the past experiences, but I feel like women are contributing. There is an expectation, and some people who are believers and who are not. A man, you should be able to take care of the household and take care of your spouse. If something happens to her, you are taking her on. She's taking your last name. You're making kids with her. You do have a responsibility. Now, the audacity that some of these women, may be having, and all the extra stuff, that's people that I'm not familiar with. But I feel like the normal single women, and I am one of them, maybe so are you. I'm not expecting somebody to make that much, but I'm not going to go ahead and deal with somebody who makes like way less than me, because you're going to end up. I bought cars for my ex-husband. I've paid all of the rent. What's the point of getting married?
So Sophie, let me get Al in here.
Yeah.
Let me get Al. I appreciate the input. I just want to say something right quick. Al, you know me. I wasn't unrealistic. I basically was saying, hey, I make a decent penny. I've always worked with a professional woman. I would like someone to contribute to the household bottom line. In other words, I didn't want a lazy woman that used hypergamy as an excuse to basically say how much money you make. You can't get with me unless you make this much and do this much, and they're entitled, and they don't even make 100,000.
Well, here's the deal with that though, Dave.
And it's Wi-Fi. Where you at, Al? Come on back.
Here's the deal. I won't even use the word problem. But these individuals that's asking for this information, guess what? They're single. Why do you think they're still single? Because again, if you want a man making X amount of dollars and you don't want to contribute and you just want to sit there and get a free ride on his income and on his back, first of all, it's going to take you forever to find that man. And then when you find that man, you're going to have to share that man. And I think modern day women today don't really have an idea of what traditional even means. So with that said, if you don't even know what traditional means,
yes,
stop putting yourself in the position to say you want to be traditional, you want to stay at home, because I'm sorry, if you give me a traditional woman, my house better stay clean. Clothes better stay clean. Food is always cooked. You're not going to sit at home and play on the internet while I'm out there busting my ass trying to get this money and keep your high standard of living up financially and keep myself together financially.
And that's the respect.
I think today, a lot of today's women, they have a skewed mentality on what traditional means.
Skewed.
And that's why I think this is very dangerous.
And again,
speak on it, Michelle.
My point is simple. Why would I throw $100,000 every 6 months to you when I could keep it and stack it and chill out? And you'll still be on the market looking for a man to take care of your high values.
So if I'm understanding you correctly, Al, the idea of being a traditional woman and just living off your man's salary with the requirement that he makes some, unwieldy amount of money, that's unrealistic. We can wait on Al to come back with his Wi-Fi. All right. So real quick, there he is. All right. He'll get his Wi-Fi is going to rejoin. All right. Al, what I was saying was, is it unrealistic for a woman to have this traditional mentality with a requirement of income? It's the Wi-Fi. We're gonna have to move on. All right, we'll get Al straight.
What he was saying. I'm not sure.
That's what he was saying,
I haven't
right?
gone yet. Yeah,
I know. We coming to you, Yvette. We coming to you, Yvette. I'm trying to stick to the 2 minutes, y'all. This is definitely a hot topic because we way past the 30 minutes. All right, but let's go to Yvette, and then I'll let Tay Newsy, who just joined. I'm gonna come to you in a minute. All right, Tay. I see you, big dog. All right, Yvette. So give me your impression. Matter of fact, hold up. I had to give you the applause when you come up in here. All right. Definitely one of the brothers that's been in my all that stuff. Sophie, I'll send you a message, okay? All right, Yvette, give me your take on sorry, Al, we gotta let Yvette go ahead.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
All right, Yvette, give me your take on traditional trad wives.
Well, first of all, what a trad wife is, that's what I want to say first. Second of all, tradition compared to what? What are we comparing this to? And I know you just showed a little clip and everything. I think we've gotten away with we're not living in a realistic world anymore. And happy is not making, first of all, that's the Hollywood wives type of living. And that's where people are making that, like they said, the 1%ers or 2%ers of the world, where you can allow that type of lifestyle for your family and that they can just live in willy-nilly and do whatever they want to do. So, and I also think you have to look at culture. I know a lot of Jewish women where their husbands are out here killing themselves to keep them in a certain lifestyle. There's never a speak of love. They're not usually that happy. The man is working himself to the bone to keep them in a certain lifestyle. And you're not spending time together. So like, is this really a marriage today? Just one person working, killing themselves, coming home, giving it only to you, and you're the one happy? Is that happiness? Is it really? Can you bring me down? I don't more like that. Can you bring me down, Dave? Yeah. I want to see everybody else's face.
My
You
bad.
had me like bam. I
I was
didn't want to
giving
look
you
at me
2
that
minutes. I was
close.
giving you your 2 minutes of
But I didn't
solo.
want it that close. I wanted like everybody else in the conversation.
I give everybody 2 minutes to solo. That's the new format. Everybody get 2 minutes in a round table.
I think it's like what Yvette is saying. It's also very dangerous, and I wanted to say this that social media is portraying something that is not real. Yes. And another thing, it's like how many of these new generations really know how to cook and sew and iron and do all those things? I mean, we're in a place where you go and pay at the supermarket with the cash and they don't know how to give you change without looking at the register. So that's another thing. Like, how realistic is it?
Okay.
Yeah.
I wanted to
Yeah.
bring up Tay Newsy. Tay Newsy, I saw you just join, man. We're gonna close this topic out on your comment, and then we're gonna move on to the next topic. What do you want to say about trad wives, bro?
Well, first off, thank you for letting me on the platform. I've always been engaging when I get on the YouTube and stuff. So I thank you for allowing me to come on the platform to say my piece.
Absolutely, and tell everybody what show you run on YouTube. I know you got your own channel. So tell everybody about your channel right quick.
Yeah, so on YouTube, it's at Tay Newsy, and also I'm on Instagram by the same name. But I have a show called The Red Cup, where I have a show of panelists very similar to this. We talk about a various amount of topics, and normally it's on. We stream on Sundays, about 6 or 7 o'clock. So thank you. But when it comes to the trad wife thing, I was listening to everyone what they were saying, and I like the fact that we can identify that, yeah, this may be something that is a fad. It may not be exactly what the authentic thing is, but we have to look at duality. And if young people do not have something that can be like programmable, and I'm saying that very lightly, they're faced with a lot of things. And we have not seen the opposite end of all the ratchetry that's been put out there in the forefront for young men and young women to look at as far as relationships go. And it's been a lot of man versus woman thing. And I really, really don't like that, because growing up where I am in my life right now, it is because of both male and females in my life that raised me, that birthed me, and who guided me along the way. So when I look at certain things that happened with this trad wife thing, yes, it can be something that you believe, hey, these women, they're portraying themselves as like stay-at-home wives or whatever, but they're making a lot of money online. Well, this isn't the same time that we were in back then. Okay, during the late 60s and 70s, the nucleus of the family structure became under attack. And that's due to the government want to collect more taxes from the citizens. So the family structure became something that was under attack, and it was compromised. And some people had to do what they needed to do to support their families. So when I saw a good brother, I don't remember his name, but he was talking about how his grandparents, who were born around that time,
Big Corey G.
And he said that his grandmother helped. Well, you know what? That's because the understanding, and this is just my take on it, because the family structure and their understanding of one another was so great that even when they under attack, they understood the assignment, and she did what she needed to do because she did not want to see her man fall. They had a certain reverence for one another, and they wasn't about to allow this new change that was rolling in to get in the way of their family. And I think that paints a great picture of what a family structure is. And I love you for bringing that up, because we don't see enough of that. But there's a lot of propaganda out here, and our youngsters are being they're being bombarded with all of these false things about what a man should be, what a woman should be, and how we should do this, how we should do that. That in a weird way, this trad wife thing, hey, she's staying at home. her man got some paper, he taking care of everything. And you know what? It's a tough job. I have 3 of my kids that live with me, and it's just me and my kids. You know what I mean? So I understand the sacrifices that need to be made or whatever. But you know what? I run the show. So if a woman want to talk about, hey, this is the lifestyle that I live and this is how I do things as a stay-at-home mother, and it may not be exact, she's making money off of it, but you know, we don't have too many examples of for young people to see that because we got everything else out there. So while it can be something that we can look at as like, okay, it's propaganda.
Right.
But at least it's something that can kind of lead, like etch the minds, get into the minds of those young people who may actually think that's a good way to live, but because they're bombarded with everything else, they tend to do away with it because they don't want to be the outsiders of their peers.
So you think that trad wife content from Gen Zers might be a good thing because it'll show the women of today other options. You don't have to be a boss bee. You don't have to be angry at men because they want you to contribute.
Well, I think that is good for them to be able to learn how to connect with their man and communicate better and be able to do what it is they need to do and not feel like that because they stay at home and take care of the children and not go out and do a regular 9 to 5, but they're actually out there educating. They're planting seeds by doing this. You know what I mean? Whether if it's genuine or not. We see a lot of people who act ratchet and act like they can just blow money any kind of way, and they really don't live like that. So I can appreciate somebody who is promoting this because we don't really have it for the youngsters. So I can actually appreciate it, but I do hope that it's genuine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I
It's a
want
good perspective.
Yes, and what I would like to do is just anybody have any other comments on traditional
Yvette is
wives?
raising her hand.
Go
I
ahead,
just,
Yvette.
yeah, because I cut my own self short. I just want to say I wanted to add on to what Corey was saying too, because I was going to say, well, my grandmother, my grandfather, of course, they was born in the 1900s. My grandfather was actually born in the 1900s, and in their household, because again, we didn't, like you said, we didn't have a traditional black household where you actually seen, you know, the husband and the wife. I think it was more so then than it is now today. I believe they came together more so back in that time. But my grandmother didn't work, and she had 14 kids, and she didn't work. But we had a farm, and there was fields. Raising the kids, sure there was food on the table. The men were served first before anybody else ate. So I was raised with my grandmother for a little while, where we got up in the morning, we cooked for the men, we fed them because they went out to work, and you know, and then we cleaned up everything and took care of them when they got home. And on Thursday nights, my grandfather was a mason, used to go and do his thing at the mason and come home with food because they also cooked as well. So they shared in the cooking, they shared in the cropping the fields, and you know, just the everyday of what needed to be done at that time to take care of them. So I did see that and had some experience with that. So, but I don't know if you would call that traditional. That was just the life in the hand that they were dealt, and that's how they played it.
Okay.
Final word.
Okay. All right. So that's the final word on trad wives. Michelle, thanks for bringing that topic to the team.
Oh, thank you. I cheer. I cheer. It's been
Cheers.
sitting here. It's warm
I
now.
need a cheer. I need a cheer right now. I need a drink.
Yay, everybody.
I'll go ahead.
Oh, one more thing. The Panthers won. Yay, because I was over here watching the Panthers game. So, yay, the Panthers won.
Woohoo.
All right. We want to get into the next topic. The next topic. Hold on, y'all. What is all that clicking and clanking? Who clicking?
Sorry, that was me.
It's
That
the
was me
drinks.
putting the
Michelle did a cheer.
shots.
Can you go on mute?
Not Corey.
See, hey, and it's quiet over here. And
What you,
Oh, come on.
Al, you on the Wi-Fi, bro.
Not every time you switch views, my Wi-Fi do that. Yo,
We gotta
stay
talk to
stay put.
No, we
Okay,
gotta
don't
talk
switch
to your
gears.
cable. We gotta talk to your cable people. This is a dynamic show.
Why don't you just put a picture of me and a picture of Sophie and just leave us both up? Know what I mean?
You know what? How about I do that?
There we
Hey,
go.
how are you?
Look at you. How you doing, baby?
I'm good. I appreciate your commentary. I'm actually for not black men, only black men. I'm for men. I enjoy being the neck. I have the understanding that the creator of Apple made billions and billions of dollars, right? But he has a vice president. Some of you may not know him. I don't even know his name, but I heard somewhere that he had a boat and it was called the Octopus or something like that. And the reason why it was called the Octopus is because it cost $8 million. And he's the vice president. So you don't always have to be the head of everything. You don't always have to go ahead and contribute everything as women, as wives. There's other things that you can do and you can still be a contributor to the household. But the expectation for a man to take a woman and expect her to split everything down the middle and do the other things, I feel like it's offset. That's not to negate, if we help, if I'm cooking, can you wash the dishes? Can you maybe help with the meal prep? Can you maybe go pick up the groceries? I can go ahead and order it and give you a list, but we can work together.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
And that's how it should be, because again, I think everybody has that imaginary traditional mindset. Most people don't even know what it is.
They don't.
And again, you're right. Why would I bring you in if I'm not already taking care of business? How could I bring you in?
Yeah. Because
I think this is
I got an issue. I got an issue though. Contributing to the bottom line don't mean 50-50.
Well, it's gonna be, you know what? Here's the deal. It's gonna turn out to be 50-50 anyway.
Pause. But this is what I'm saying, and this is what people don't understand, Al. I'm glad you said that. Why do so many women get upset when a man says, "Hey, I want a woman that's gonna work"? Because this is the thing, Sophie, you just said, if you're gonna work, you can't be traditional. Well,
I didn't say that.
Okay, what did you say?
No, she didn't.
What did I hear?
100 and 100. I don't want 50-50. I want 100 and 100.
That's not what we're talking about.
No,
that's not what we're talking about.
What she said was, how are you going to bring her in and you're not in a position to take care?
All right, pause. So what that means is, how are you going to bring a woman into your lifestyle? That means she's not contributing anything financially. You were doing all of that.
Well, here's the deal though. And this is where the communication part has to come in. Because if I'm taking care of my lifestyle and I bring you in, it's like, pause, not you, Sophie. If I bring her in, I'm telling her that I am in a position to upkeep her lifestyle that she currently has, plus the things that I'm doing. Unless there is a conversation that's taking place and say, hey, I can provide this, this, and this.
So if Sophie, and I could take Sophie out of it. If a woman today says, "Okay, Al, you make 100,000, you gonna bring me in," right? And you say, "Hey, look, I can handle 100,000. We could do this, 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 and this." And you come in, yes, it's gonna take away from what I've been doing by myself because now I'm taking care of two people.
Right.
But this is what I could do.
Right.
Now, if she requires you, well, I want a $500,000 lifestyle. Hold on, listen. Hold on. That's what's out there, Sophie. Let's not act. That's what you women are doing.
But here's the deal.
I'm telling you my experience. I'm telling you my experience. Absolutely. That exists.
That happens, you know to walk away.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Guess what?
But she did.
But we're talking about how do you work on that woman's mindset? That woman's mindset is not realistic.
To do so.
Okay,
Leave
and here's
her
the other.
Stranded.
And here's the.
I think this is a great segue for the next topic.
Leave her on the curve where you saw her.
And she probably wasn't.
Why do you think she's still?
Why does she have to be bad because she has standards?
Hold on. Okay, wait.
To be bad.
Hold on. We're not
saying on the curb.
Hold on. We're not saying it's a standard. We're
That's
Some
that person's standard.
that's a preference. That's a preference.
It's their that's that person's standard.
Whatever you want to
That's
call it.
that
I call it a
person's
preference because that ain't no
If you don't
standard.
like it, then
That's
you
that's an
then
unrealistic
you should leave.
expectation.
That's
All
that
right.
you have your standard.
So let's
on a
talk about
woman
that
should
though.
bring
Hold on. Let's talk about that. So that woman, let's keep it the argument right here. A man makes 100,000. A woman wants a man that makes 500,000, 5 times more. Okay, hey baby girl, I'm not the guy for you. And then that woman turns around and says, "So you want a roommate?" Pause. And that's the part that I'm talking about. Why do you have to? Man, I'm trying not to cuss. Why do you have to crap on me because I make 100,000? You're crapping on me because I don't make 500,000. Hold on, Corey. And you yourself, lady, not talking about Sophie, but the women out there that I experienced, you yourself don't make 100,000. Well, so who are you to require a man to make 5 times more and tell me that I want a roommate? So here's the thing. Hold on. Here's the thing.
I hear you.
Al, if I make 100,000 and my wife makes 100,000, now I could claim 50-50. If I make 100,000, no, listen, Sophie, just listen before you react. I'm talking about from a math standpoint. We could truly be 50-50 because we both make the same. If I make 100,000 and my wife makes 30,000, we can never be 50-50. Never, because I make 3 times more than you. It's never going to be 50-50. Even if you contribute 100% of your money to the household, my 100,000 supersedes yours by 3 times. It's never 50-50. So the women that claim,
but the work that she does at home compensates.
Let me finish my argument. Let me finish my argument. I agree. Let me solo myself. No, I'm pulling.
That's just rude.
Yeah, that's
no, it's not. It's not rude. Let me finish my statement, y'all. It's not rude. Just let me finish my statement.
Okay.
The statement that I'm making is this: if you're going to say, well, he makes this much, but I'm doing everything at home, there is a balance. You do know that the man that makes 100,000 and the woman that makes 30, that man could do more at home to help her, to compensate for her taking her 30 and adding that to the bottom line. It's not, y'all are thinking that the man ain't gonna do shit. He just gonna sit back and be like, yeah, whatever, wash my feet.
And you're thinking the woman is not gonna do shit. You haven't expressed once that her 30,000 staying at home, respectfully doesn't add value. So
that's not what I said. That's not what I said. Hold on, Sophie. I've been talking.
But you haven't said it.
Nope.
I've been talking. Animated.
I'm gonna be
animated and
I'm gonna animate.
Trying to prove the point.
I'm gonna animate and I'm gonna prove my point here. I'm talking about the women.
You don't want to have to foot the bill all by yourself.
No, Sophie, that's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about women that have unrealistic expectations.
Hey, if you're bringing me in, you're gonna need more to take care of us. And if you can't, you want to get it. You have expressed that you get upset because you chose to continue the banter. If she said 500,000, you can't do it, it's goodbye. Why are we still having a conversation? That's a choice that you have to make by continuing.
Because it hurt his ego. It hurt David. And that's completely normal. But I'm sure that this girl is probably still single.
No.
Okay, go Dave. Go Dave. Go Dave.
No, that is not true. It didn't hurt his ego. What he's doing is trying to bring her to realistic, realism.
Realistic understanding on how it really works out here.
His ego.
But she's already expressed she's not the one for you. So why would you want to express to trying to convince someone? We only are in control of ourselves.
What I'm doing, I'm coming to you, Tay News. Yes,
that they are, whatever you want to call them, a gold digger or whatever it is. Then why are we still having a conversation?
All right, on a personal level, we didn't have it.
Help me understand.
I'm about to explain
what it is. It might be the personal situation that's clouding the point you're trying to make. So if you can separate
I'm gonna try one more time.
Yeah.
I'm on a podcast talking to people in the audience that are listening. I'm trying to fix or at least educate, enlighten, and inform. That's the tagline of the show. Enlighten, entertain, and inform. The person that I'm talking about and referring to, I left that person on the curve. I met her back in 2019. That shit's been over. What I'm talking about now is a mindset. And the mindset was trad wives, and that women today are saying that traditional wives, Gen Zers are playing trad wives like it's some sort of a hook to make content. What I'm saying is that the women that think that a trad wife has a plush lifestyle or she's going to be 50-50 and I'm not a roommate, I'm saying those are both extremes. The women that think like that need to come to the middle, which is what Al is perceiving, I'm saying. And they need to come to the middle and say, look, y'all, just because you're contributing to the household don't mean you're a roommate. And just because you're a stay-at-home wife don't mean the husband won't help. Both can be true. We not in 1950. Men don't come home and slap their wife and pull them by the hair and say, do what I told you. That don't happen no more. Men are contributing.
But if he did.
Here she goes. See,
I
they
got
don't know
a
what they
great
want.
pool.
They don't know what they want.
I think this is going way too far now.
You know what? I'm gonna let y'all. No, I'm gonna let y'all.
No.
I'm gonna put y'all. Hold on, y'all two. Y'all gonna have a corner. Al and Sophie. Y'all gonna have a corner, and y'all can just do what the hell y'all want.
It's just me and you. They're in the back room.
I gave y'all music before.
And also, I mean, I have something that I want to say. It's kind of like when a man contributes more to the household, I can't really say anything. You know, if I know that you're paying for everything, it kind of keeps us a little bit like, you know, and I think a man should want to have a little bit, but like, girl, you know, it's
so
not
you
it's a
want,
verbal kind of.
So you want to be. I
want you to have that as a man.
When he make that kind of money.
I made more money than people I've dated.
See, y'all don't know what y'all want.
You can't tell me nothing. You can't. What you gonna do?
If you can't tell, you can't tell me nothing.
50,
but if you can tell me,
that's a problem.
I know if I
That's
leave, you can't do it by yourself. So what are we?
But if you're
Wait. So here's the point though.
It's a problem.
If you leave, and I'm in a position to be able to upkeep everything without you, then there's no head button between us.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So just because, okay, you make 100, I make 80. Okay, you make more than me. However, I'm still the man of this household. And we have that communication and we know what's going on within that household. I'm still the man. I'm still head of household. And this is how it's going to be ran. Now, if you want to pull a financial rank and walk away, go ahead, because my 80 is still going to uphold what we already have.
Right.
And I think that's what Sophie is saying at the time. If she walks away, can you continue what you got going on? Yes, because the money that I was spending on you, I no longer have to spend it on you. I can put it towards everything else to keep things going.
And most men who get divorced are homeless. They're sleeping on someone's couch. They're going back to mom's house because you only could live the way that you live because you had the wife. I'm going to tell you something. Get you a woman that's going to go ahead and come in on what you have going on. Exactly. If you have an apartment, wait to have her, make sure she's okay with you getting your credit where you being in your apartment, driving in your Toyota, whatever it is, because I saw the man with my own eyes. He was sick. He lost his yacht, his golf cart, all that stuff because he could not afford it by himself.
All right, so look, I gotta jump back and be in the host seat because we need to move on to the next topic. But I want to say this, and I'm a solo Michelle for a moment. It's your fault. You picked this damn topic. It's your fault that we on this.
I knew it. I love stirring the pot slowly. You see how it got. And you know what? Let me say something, Dave. Maybe that chick that told you that watched way too much Housewives of whatever. And she thought that she was going to get that with you and get the servants
Michelle,
and all that.
Michelle, guess what? I guarantee she's still single without a man.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
She is.
Yeah.
Her mom is her best friend. And
we have a name. We have a name for those girls in Spanish.
You selling fitness tea on the internet. But a man making six figures ain't good enough for you because you need, $500,000.
Dave, we have a name for that in Spanish, and it's called tóxica. La tóxica. Tóxica, the toxic one.
We know what that means in English.
Yeah.
But
you know what?
Dave,
I respect her still selling her tea, and I would buy some of her tea because she had an expectation. she has something in her mind that says, I don't want to have to be selling tea. I want to be comfortable. I've worked too hard all my life. Whatever it is, if she wants to wait, and there are some women who are 70s and 60s, and they find their person in a wheelchair, in a geriatric.
God bless her.
Okay,
I hope she find her
may
half a
be in the
millionaire.
mind, whatever it is,
I
for
hope
her and
she
her
find
cat,
her
and
half
off
a
her master's
millionaire.
degrees and off her doctorate
Sophie,
degrees.
I hope she find her half a
And her
millionaire.
vibrators.
I hope she find her half a millionaire that want to find a fit tea seller on the gram. I hope she find a half millionaire that's looking for her. And you know what?
Yeah, it's just what she wasn't a fit, and it's
Because guess
okay.
what? That's not
All
what
I'm
Dave
saying,
was
it's
looking for,
okay.
and Dave found what he was looking for.
Yeah, all I'm saying, and I
Well,
want
that's
to
the
make
problem.
this
Is
clear.
there's no love in these conversations. It's always talking about money, 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 money. If you
That's my
have
point,
no
Yvette.
love, you have no respect, you have no consideration for the person that you're trying to be with, what is the point of all the money? If you make the 30 and you make the 80, put that shit together and make a
And you got
household.
110.
Make a
There it
loving
is. Run the
household.
household.
Like,
The
the
money
problem is, y'all can't even get past. These conversations irk the shit out of me. I'm sorry. They do. They irk the shit out of me, if I must say so myself. There's reality check here. There's none. I mean, I get the whole thing. Okay, if you're the housewife, sure, things change once those babies come, because that same one-on-one that y'all had before, now there's 3. So the whole household, the whole structure changes, because now who takes care of what? It just makes me crazy to hear these conversations.
Yeah, I
Because there
agree.
is
And
no realism. You have to
I
come
agree.
together. You have to have an understanding. There's no such thing as traditional household, because let me tell you something. When my fiance was alive, and I've always been a worker bee. I like to work. That's what I enjoy doing. That's what I know. I did when we had our baby. He did not want anyone babysitting our kids. Neither did I. But I did. We pretty much made amount. But I was like, hey, look, you wanted the baby. I didn't at the time. So you take care of him. And that's what we did. And it worked fine for us, because that was the household I enjoyed. And we didn't have a problem with that. But that's not what you know what I'm saying? So it depends on what you set for your household that works for you and your mate, period.
And I agree. And to close this whole topic, thank you, Yvette. I appreciate that. To close the whole topic, y'all, I got so I guess incensed about it is because I went through that mess. I went through the whole, I want to live a hypergamous life and I want someone to take care of me. He needs to make $500,000. I'm like, yo, how much you make? It don't matter how much I make. Okay, cool. Then next person, right? Because I'm used to a household where we take everything, put it together, and we can do more together. Now, what I told people back in the day is, if you want to live a plush life and just be a stay-at-home wife, then you need to be satisfied with whatever the hell I bring home. If I bring home 100,000, be satisfied. If I bring home 30,000, be satisfied. Figure out how to make a home out of what I bring home. If you want to sit there and have a plush life and be a plush housewife, then you're gonna have to sit here and take whatever I'm bringing. And if you don't like it, contribute.
Please, sir, may I add?
Yes, Tay Newsy, and then we closing it.
I put my church finger up. I gotta say,
You got it. I got you, bro. My bad, bro.
Sometime. I ain't been in church in a long time, but I know when that finger go up, I know what it means. But to your point, setting the criteria of the relationship is one thing. Because when we talk about monetary, like with young people, they consider the equality with monetary things. And we know that, like, if someone decides that they want to be a trad wife, that may not be an element of their agreement. You know what I mean? So when I'm looking at it, it's all a case of boundaries and expectations versus reality. I was taking notes. Whenever your expectations are far from the reality of your situation, 9 times out of 10, and I'm confident enough to say 10 times out of 10, you're going to have to come back and huddle up with the person that you're with, because your expectations do not meet the reality of the situation. So prior to that, the boundaries and the criteria needs to be set. And, and let me just break it down. I really wanted to start by saying, like I said, I have my children, right? I have my own house, right? Women come in my life, I have to set the criteria. She lets me know what she's feeling. If I say I made 6 figures, and she gives me a roundabout number, and it may be more than what I can afford. Well, look, honey, baby, this is what I got. This is what I'm doing, and if it doesn't work out, then that's fine. But that's boundaries, because you don't want to, like, if you decide that if a woman likes you and she may be in her mind, maybe want to push you to be better than what you are, but you're already at the 6 figure level, right? But she's like, well, okay, I see you make 150 or something like that. I want 300. And she stick by you. But you already know, because you planning and doing what you're doing, that it may not work that way. I mean, you have to compromise. So that's where the boundaries come in. Like, hey, I need you to trust me. I need you to trust the process and what I'm doing. And if someone, whether you're a female or a male, if you can't get that, if you address to that person, hey, I need you to trust the process of what I'm doing, and they're not really down with that, then you have to do what most adults do, is have that tough conversation and make the tough decisions. This may not work because I have children. I make a good amount of money, but what you're asking, your expectations versus the reality of this situation currently may
It's
shake up
unrealistic.
the very fabric of what I'm already bringing to, what I've already presented. So that's the thing that I'll be looking at. But thank you for letting me get
Absolutely.
that out.
No. I had to look. So look, we've gone way over the topic.
Oh, shit.
Michelle, it could have been a whole show, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. If I'm being honest, all 4 topics could really have been their own show. They're that good. All right, they're that good. All right, Sophie, we going into your topic. All right, so we're gonna play the clip, and the clip is from Eboni K. Williams, and she basically asks, "Are you a man in a dress?" So let's listen to what Eboni has to say.
A lot of young ladies out here that are men in skirts. I look as feminine as possible because I am trying to overcompensate. I'll own it. I'll be vulnerable. I am trying to visually overcompensate for what I know is a default masculine posture that I walk through the world with every day. Of course I do. You see my taxes. No, I mean, but for real, I got a payroll, and so when you are leading in this way, when you are providing not just for yourself, but for those around you, your whole community, how are you not masculine in your energy, right?
Yeah.
But to Melissa's point, most of the women I know, especially the Black women, we would love if we didn't have to. Yes. What people don't realize. What'd you say?
I want to be soft and pink.
Correct. Yeah. What most people don't realize is that most masculine women are masculine by mandate, not by choice.
Yes.
We're masculine because we have been made to be.
Yeah.
We're masculine because if I don't go qualify for this mortgage, if I don't put these kids in the best schools, if I don't really make sure that my neighborhood is safe for me and my children to walk down, it won't be safe. We have a lot of young ladies out here that are men in skirts. I look as feminine as possible because I am trying to overcompensate. I'll own it. I'll be vulnerable. I am trying to visually overcompensate for what I know is a default masculine posture that I walk through the world with every day. Of course I do. You see my taxes. No, I mean, but for real, I got a payroll, and so when you are leading in this way, when you are providing not just for yourself, but for those around you, your whole community, how are you not masculine in your energy, right?
Yeah.
But to Melissa's point, most of the women I know, especially the Black women, we would love if we didn't have to. What people don't realize. What'd you say?
I want to be soft and pink.
Correct. Yeah. What most people don't realize is that most masculine women are masculine by mandate, not by choice.
By mandate.
We're masculine because we have been made to be. We're masculine because if I don't go qualify for this mortgage, if I don't put these kids in the best schools, if I don't really make sure that my neighborhood is safe for me and my children to walk down, it won't be safe. We have a...
All right, so Eboni K. Williams is basically saying, yeah, whoever took that breath, I agree. Eboni K. Williams is basically saying, we are masculine. She says, am I masculine? A man in a dress? Yes, I'll admit it. I'll be vulnerable. Yes, I'm a man in a dress. And the reason I'm a man in a dress is because I'm made to be. I'm forced to be. I would love to protect my home. I would love to blah, 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 blah. And listen, I'm not even gonna, normally we go around the room. I'm calling bullshit.
Me too.
Bullshit, bullshit.
Why?
Bullshit. I'm sharing with you why.
Put us all on the screen.
No, hold on. Y'all give me a moment. Let me do my host thing. This is bullshit. I'm gonna tell you why. And I sent this to Destiny. I said, I disagree. A lot of women are behaving masculine because they listen to women like Eboni K. Williams. That's her ego, which means edging God out. That's her pride. Women need a feminine example in order to be taught to behave feminine and move in their femininity. She's leading her followers to make excuses to themselves, like she does, as to why she can't be more feminine, when in fact, the answer is she just don't want to. Flip the argument and it falls apart. If men say men are forced to be feminine because there's too many masculine women out here, if I told you that, you look at me like I was crazy.
Yeah.
If a man says, hey, you know what? I'm forced to be feminine. It's too many masculine women out here. I'm forced to be effeminate. I'm forced to be soft. I'm forced to be, I don't know how to change my own oil. I don't know how to lead a household. I don't know how to be dominant and strong in an argument because there's too many masculine women. So therefore, I've got to fall into my femininity. I'm forced to. Fuck out of here.
Fuck
out of here.
I have 3%
Listen, I'm gonna let you go, Tay Newsy, first, since you got 3%. But Eboni K. Williams chooses to be masculine. And I would suggest this. Okay, this is what I propose. There is an ability for a woman to be paying payroll like she does, being an entrepreneur like she does, getting an oil change like she does, all that stuff, and still be feminine. The problem is they don't have an example. Because back in the day, we had mothers, we had church mothers, we had community leaders that taught women how to be women and be feminine. We don't have that no more. Because now it's a bunch of real ass bitch give a fuck about a nigga. It's that. So they don't have no examples of how to be feminine. If you had an example, then you would know how to be a boss and be feminine. Because guess what? I still gotta be emotionally intelligent.
Okay.
I have to be in control of my emotions. I got to be in control of all of my feelings. I've got to do all these things, but I still need to be a man when I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be sensitive. I'm supposed to be educated. I'm supposed to be emotionally sensitive. I'm supposed to be all these things that men back in the 50s and 20s weren't. I got to go be all this. Don't be a misogynist, Dave. Don't be this, Dave. Da, 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 da.
Okay.
But then you're supposed to still be a man. Tay Newsy is going first because he got to go.
Yeah, I got to roll. So thank you very much to everybody. I love y'all perspectives and everything. And speaking of perspectives, I just want to say that in this situation, perspective is the key word, because the circumstances in which this woman is dealing with the indoctrination that affects both men and women, it comes in alignment with that relationship between the two. So when you see things like that happening, what ends up happening is that there's such a greater disconnect with what she's talking about, because she does not have to be a man. She doesn't have to be masculine. I do not see a woman who is masculine because, certain circumstances, but if they're taught to be that way, if they're programmed to be that way, then of course that's the way they're going to receive it. I've been a part of a lot of studies, and they say most adults are like third graders, like just grown enough to kind of know how the world works, and then they have their own perspectives, right? Sometimes you'll be in meetings where everybody is like grown, right? And then sometimes you may be in a meeting and people are giving their perspective. You're like, well, where is this coming from? You know what I mean? And it's so basic. You like, well, I thought we already knew that. But the reason why that happens is because the perspective and the way that that they're indoctrinated, and this is not just the men, not just the women, but it's the men too. The way we are indoctrinated, sometimes we just take from our personal experiences and then we project it on other people without actually looking at what we have done to contribute to that. And that's the reason why I always advocate uh, for men and women coming together to continue to enforce a stronger family structure, because this type of stuff right here that we're seeing is nothing but a tool to further separate us. This person may feel like they have to be the man because, you know, a guy wasn't around. You're raising a child, particularly maybe even a young boy, and you like, I got to be the man and the woman. But that's not necessarily true. The point, the the um the thing that we deal with mostly is just giving all that we have from our perspective gender. And when we stop acknowledging the gender of the person and the positive that they can actually instill into that particular child, like from both. Like if you got a little girl, yes, I know at some point, and I'm a father of both boys and girls, right? I can help my daughters by giving them tough conversations and allowing them to stay within the wheelhouse and understand that if a man talks to you and it get heated, it doesn't mean he doesn't love you. It doesn't mean that he's misogynistic. It does not mean that he's being what are the other things they call? Oh, he's not being insecure.
Narcissistic,
He's
insecure,
not being so.
controlling, toxic.
He's all those things. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't always mean that. But on the flip side of that, when I'm teaching my sons, I have to teach them how to address
Michelle,
their
you
things.
pretty.
You get what I'm saying? So it works twofold. So when you know, I got to know my limit. I got to know as a father of two daughters when
Right.
my job is done and I have to refer to a woman to help connect with her, because I may express something so far to where I may actually begin to create a distance between me and my daughters, because I start creating the expectations versus reality may become too far. And I just want to
Understood.
add that I'm at 1%, y'all. I'm up out of here.
Hey, Newsy, appreciate you, bro. Thank you for
All right.
joining.
Thank you. All right. All
My
right.
man, Tay Newsy,
Yeah.
man. All right. Well, you know what? This is Sophie's topic. Sophie, you have the floor.
I feel like when you are single, and I can only speak for women, you have to do what you have to do. If you've been married and divorced, or if you had children and you were never married, then you are now either placed or now put in a position where you have to do things that you traditionally would not have to make decisions on. You do, like she mentioned, have to maybe get the extra job to make sure that you have a safe environment because you're by yourself. So that does create a different posture that you have to have in dealing with men, because now you are no longer protected. You know, if you have a situation with your, you know, your mechanic, it's just you and it's just him. You can't say, I'm going to have my husband. Yeah, some people may want to say, well, you can have your dad or your father. Those people are not always accessible. So when you are a female and you are by yourself, you do have to take on the male and female role. And it's some women, it does make them very hard and very cold. Does not mean that they don't like men. They hate men. But when you find a man, a real, true alpha man who's not self-professed alpha, he's just alpha because that's just who he is. You automatically just relax and feel softer. This woman, I don't know her. I've seen a couple other clips about her. It appears that she has not found someone who can make her feel like, baby, I've got it, that can help her to just relax. So she is acting and posturating and speaking based off of the fact that she hasn't came across someone who can make her just relax. Women need to feel safe. When we come out with all that aggression, sometimes it's because you're afraid. If I'm backed up against the wall, it's a whole nother person. As a woman, as an employee, as a friend, if I'm backed up against the wall, you're going to have a different expression. But if I'm backed up against the wall and I know that there actually isn't a wall, it's your arms, and I love back hugs, and you've got me, and I can step aside and you're moving me aside, and like, I got this, then you can relax. And there's nothing wrong. I don't really like people shaming and personality shaming. But I feel like everybody has their feelings because of their past experiences. And if you don't like that person or that person isn't your cup of tea, you do have the opportunity to just say that's just not for me and move on. And one person doesn't, and even their followers, they're not training. There's more than 1 million people in the world. There's more. So one person and their 1 million followers is not converting. People still, I believe, have their own minds, and they may even idolize her and want to make the money that she makes. But it does take, there's classes and courses on how to assert yourself, and those are mainly masculine traits. Women are in the working field with men who work underneath them, and you do have to present yourself in a certain way. And that's my 2 minutes and 2 seconds on it.
Okay. I will say this. I have definitely, Sophie, dated women where they say, you have a high emotional quotient. You are more sensitive than I am. You are more in touch with your feelings than I am. I had to grow up hard. I had to grow up masculine. I had to. And my argument is, I feel you. You don't think I had to be masculine? So how can I, as a man, have a higher emotional quotient than a woman who is built like that? Men aren't built like that. So how the hell does a man become more intuitive, emotionally intelligent, supportive, and understanding than some women out here? And their excuse is, well, I had to be hard. No, I had to be hard, and I had to learn in certain situations, I had to be soft. I had to learn both. That's how I got to that point. I could never deal with a woman, just going back to my past, I could never deal with a woman that did not understand my level of emotional intelligence. If she couldn't, guess what? She wasn't for me. And I was always confused. I'm like, but this is your default. You're a woman. Why do I know how to communicate better than you? Why do I know how to express my emotions better than you? And some men, not Dave, but some men are better domestically than women. It's like, how do I know all these quote unquote passive female traits better than you? But yet I'm the man in a relationship. So you learned all these masculine things, but you never learned the feminine things. I personally feel like, that person, whoever they are, they got to work on themselves. And that's an excuse. And they're not ready for somebody in terms of they don't match with someone like me, is what I'm trying to say. And it's an excuse. If men have to be, as you know, we used to get called cavemen. Oh, men are stupid. Men are cavemen. Go watch TV. Men are like, I just want sex and dinner. That's how they portray us on Family Guy and everything else. We stupid, right? But if we're cavemen, how can you have a man who's progressed himself and gotten to a point where he's not a caveman, but yet you guys are, not y'all, but some of these women out here are cave women. It's like you never progress. You can't handle a man. You groom yourself. You worried about your haircut. Oh, you must be gay. Oh, why I gotta be gay? Because I care about my appearance. No, you're just used to men that you're just used to metrosexual. Yeah. They used to call metrosexual, Michelle, like it was an insult. Oh, you're so metro. I'm like, what you mean? Well, you always are well shaved and you smell good and you speak nicely. Oh, so I'm well groomed and I'm respectful. So I'm metro. So I'm somehow feminine. So I'm somehow less than a man because I wash, I shave, and I respect women. I don't like that, man. I don't like that. And in today's world, people have flipped chivalry into simping. Oh, you bitch ass nigga. Oh, you just trying to chase me. Why don't you man up? How about maybe the guy likes you, young lady? How about maybe the guy has morals and he ain't trying to get in your pants? How about maybe the guy was raised by his mom and is a nice person? But see, no. We got to be a thug. We got to be Tupac. We got to be some thug joker that's going to slap the shit out of you. And then you're like, he's such a man. Oh, that's so attractive. And so some people pick and choose. And that's upsetting in today's world when you have men that are trying to be mature, evolved, and all that stuff. We're trying to be that. But when we be that, we're criticized.
It's an issue of respect and safety. You know, it's very unfortunate because you mentioned it a couple of times that you, and the way you talk about them. I mean, I don't know where you met them. You mentioned that you met somebody, you put her back on the curb where you met her. But I think we all can learn, like, don't pick up women from the curb because it's just a matter of understanding what that person is saying when they're saying that it's really, if you really kind of look into it, they're just saying that you're different from me and I'm not used to it. I mean, it makes me uncomfortable. Now, all the chicken necking and all the other stuff, then if people were really feeling that person, it just sounds like it could be a deeper conversation because it can feel scary when you feel safe and your head doesn't have to be on a swivel. You don't have to worry about if he's out cheating. I mean, initially or even in the process, there could be some maybe reassuring. Now, how those certain types of women are expressing that,
So, Sophie, help me understand when you said it could be scary based on the fact that those are the qualities that women are looking for in men. Help me understand that.
Because some men put up a good morning queen, good morning beautiful, and they misuse what they know to be right, what they were raised to be right, and they use that as a footing to get themselves into the door. And in reality, he's only shading because he's sleeping with multiple women.
I see.
And the reality is he's only calling or texting, but he's also sending several good morning texts to multiple people. So however a woman expresses her guard being up, whether she's chicken necking it or saying I'm not really feeling or I don't really trust it, then I would say it's an issue of respect and safety. I don't feel safe. So you will have to put in some time to maybe prove to her that, hey, I'm a safe guy. What I'm saying is actually true. I'm not doing all this grooming because I'm a gigolo. I'm actually doing the grooming because of X, Y, and Z. And some things do fall off when you have to take care of everything. You may not be able to have time to get your eyebrows and do the hair and do all that stuff. Some things may fall off, and it can be intimidating how someone expresses it.
So in more cases than not, is there any time is there any time during these scenarios that the benefit of the doubt is given?
Well, it sounds like in the story that Dave had presented that there's none. It sounded as if she's wrong or she's not evolved. I'm just kind of looking for or just listening to see if, hey, is there another side of it?
I see.
There is another side.
Waiting for someone, and particularly specifically, be Corey or you or somebody else to kind of say, well, and no one's doing that. So I feel like I gotta say it. But again, that kind of proves my point that we're waiting for a man to actually exemplify that there's a woman like this. And there's also women that you have experienced that are like this, but there's fixation on black, on money, and on the bad. But I'm not seeing, hey, I met a woman. She was gorgeous. She was fit. She had her things together. And I'm not really haven't heard
because Sophie, I'm not talking about that.
She intimidated me. Because I know I can't give her the life that she wanted. So I actually left her alone because to do her a favor of being mad with me, because I know I can't even, she takes care of herself and what she's doing. I'm not even going to be able to. So I step back. But there's a lot of the $30,000 woman. What would you want to say, Corey?
Go ahead, Corey. Go ahead. Come off mute. Say what you got to say.
I have done that 3 times in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I dated a doctor in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And she did her, what's that thing called when you have her residency?
Residency.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was living in a 1-bedroom apartment. She would come to visit. And I told her straight up, I said, we cool, we good. But I know I'm not, we good friends and everything. Everything was great.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, I know I was not where I needed to be for her.
Mm-hmm.
And where she was going, I'm not going to be in the same realm as her.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a doctor right now in North Carolina, gynecology, a great doctor.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, and I work for the government. I just know, but that was 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew she was going to wait 20 years for me. No, I let her go. We're cool.
Mm-hmm.
It was
wait, Corey. But were y'all friends or were y'all in a situation?
Oh, we was in a situation. Like, we was dating.
Because here, and the reason that I ask this question is because, damn your position, just because she's a doctor, whatever your position is, evidently it wasn't an issue for her to get with you. So why should it be an issue for you because she's a doctor?
Let me tell you why. At that time, I just knew me. I knew where I was. Okay? I knew exactly where I was. I wasn't ready for that.
Okay.
I wasn't ready for that responsibility.
Great. That's great honesty, Playboy.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't ready. I just know Corey. You know what I'm saying? I know how to step away from something I ain't ready for.
That's
It's
real.
it's like riding a motorcycle. You ever ridden a motorcycle before?
Oh yeah, I'm a bike rider.
Okay, you're a bike rider. If my first time ride, I'm not getting on Boots. I'm not getting on Hell no. I'm gonna die.
But okay, so let me ask on this. I'm gonna get intuitive on this. But if you knew the position she was in, why did you pursue it?
I just knew me. I just know me. It wasn't the right time. I just know that just to be friends was cool. I just know how to step away from certain things.
But you went after it, Corey, because you saw something you liked.
Yeah, you know why I went after it? Because when I got after it, she was in school.
Right.
You know, she was in school. So she had bills. She was doing it.
So it sounds like she was in a position to raise her level, and you were stagnant.
And I was stagnant. I was still trying to find my place.
Glass
mm-hmm. So I knew what to do. I knew how to slide to the back.
I'm like,
Yvette, let's go with Yvette.
Church finger.
Let's go with Yvette and then Michelle.
I was just going to say that this particular woman sounds a lot like me, and I said, but I'm softer. I'm not hard. I say that because it's a necessity. I think sometimes people take, I hate this terminology, strong woman, as they take and they run with it a different way. We're made out of necessity. I have to survive while I'm out here, and if you are a single parent and you have kids, you have to raise those kids, and you have to do what it takes to do it. So you can't sit here and wait. And as Sophie was saying, you know, you have to do what you have to do in order to survive. You got to take care of the kids. You got to play both roles. I've had to play both roles. I've had to go to the car place and deal with a couple of L's because they figured, oh, it's a lady. She doesn't know anything about a car. But then when I go back, I'm like, okay, you know what? I got my own car reader. Let me plug it in, and I'm going to tell you the codes, and you fix the codes that my car tell you it's wrong. You're not going to tell me anything. But I had to learn that because it's trial and error. We have to do what we have to do. So yes, I know how to be hard, but I also know how to be soft. And yes, I would like a man to come in, a man, not a boy, not a child boy, not one pretending to be a man, a real man to step up to the plate and
But you know
allow
what?
me to relax.
You know what
You
though,
know what I'm
Yvette?
saying?
You know what though, Yvette? That has nothing to do with your femininity. Learning how to be masculine, and everybody that's in the green room, I only did this so I could have us three on the screen. I'm bringing everybody back. Don't leave. That you learning how to be masculine has nothing to do with you maintaining being feminine. And here's what I mean. Today's world, the young ladies out here that's like real ass B, give a F about it, right? They haven't learned how to be feminine. They're not taught how to be feminine. They don't have any sort of classes, any sort of church groups, any sort of auxiliaries. They don't have anything to say, hey, young lady, come here. Let me show you how to deal with a man. Let me show you how to be a woman and still deal with your husband. Let me show you how to be a wife. Let me show you how to deal with misogyny, whatever it is. They don't have that. So these women out here are like, you know what your problem is? You're always trying to teach me something. Yes, that's what a husband does. You know what your problem is? You're always trying to lead. Yes, that's what a husband does. They have issues with that. Not all, but some have issues. And all I'm saying is, if me and Corey and Al can learn how to be sensitive, compassionate, understanding, patient, nurturing, if we being masculine males can learn how to be evolved men, then women can learn how to be evolved women that can be, yes, I can be strong when I need to be, but when I'm married and when I come home, I can be submissive to my man. I can be feminine. I can be a wife. See, they too busy trying to be bosses. And that's my only contention with this whole discussion.
And Dave, let me
Oh,
just say
okay.
this.
That's what I was saying.
I'm sorry, Yvette, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You can go.
And let me just say this, what you just said, piggyback a little bit what you just said. When I look at a woman and to learn what I learned about being respectful and being in tune with my emotion, it's because I have hurt somebody before. And I don't ever want to have that look of disdain from a woman looking at me again. You don't want to see that look no more.
So guess what, Corey? You learned.
That's what I'm saying.
And you grew, and you said, you know what? I can't be a caveman no more. I gotta be evolved. Because last time I was a caveman, I really hurt somebody I love.
Exactly.
And you said I'm gonna grow. My question is, why can't the TikTok Gen Z women of today's world say, you know what? I need to learn how to be a little bit more feminine.
You want me to tell you why?
Oh God, here we go. They got bad examples for starters.
Well, one reason, you just gave us the clip. You have people like Tasha K out there. All right.
Okay.
And then with the evolution of today's society, with all of this social media, and we're in a position to where we're being pinned up against women, up against men, men up against women, like this is some damn tennis match. Who can outdo who?
Right.
With that mentality, of course, women they're gonna stick by women. You're right. You know, fuck men, we don't need men, etc., etc. And that's the issue. But I think for us as men, you know, and I hate to say this because it sounds like I'm joining the tennis match. For us as men, when we run across these women, we need to not only turn the blind eye to them, but turn our backs on them.
I agree. Go ahead, Michelle.
Okay. I'm going to get a little bit deep here. And we need to consider where this is coming from. Where did this start in our society? When did it start? We have to go back to the 1940s when all men got sent to war, and it was a necessity. Rosie the Riveter, we can do it. We had to take over as women.
Rosie the Riveter.
Right?
Go ahead, Michelle.
Yeah. Since then, I mean, men came back from the war. We made all these baby boomers. And I think that's stuck since then, especially as a society, you know, because nowadays what I see the problem is, number one, we have to define what exactly is feminism and masculinity, because we're all humans and we all have feelings. What defines us, you know, as that? What is a woman? What is a man? Adult female, adult male. And we all have roles.
There is a difference. But there is a difference.
Right. But hang on. My problem is, I have the necessity because I grew up with a single mother. I had the necessity to learn a bunch of things. I went to school and they showed me how to be a plumber and how to fix an AC and things like that. I wasn't expecting. I wanted to be the little, secretary thing. And I never got that. And I'm like, you know what? I think that's a good thing. It's good that I know how to change a tire. It's good that I know how I change the oil in my car.
Can I say one thing though?
Yeah.
Changing your oil or changing a tire doesn't make you a man.
Exactly. And that's my point. That's where I'm going.
Some of today's women just jump and say, because I can change my oil, oh, I'm a man now.
Oh, no. That's exactly where I'm going. And I can't believe that I'm going to use this word, and it's called a social construct. Because it's society putting those things. It doesn't make me a man. I have a man in my life. I know that if I'm by myself, I can do that. But if he's here and he can do it for me, I'm going to take it for him as well. But he knows that if the plumbing goes bad in the apartment, either I call maintenance or I can take care of it myself. And that is no problem. He's not less of a man. And I'm not less of a woman. And doesn't make me a man.
I agree
so
with
that thing to me, that my opinion is, it's a social construct that we need to first put our humanity. Yeah, because society is also the one defining, because
no.
It's social media.
No, first, I think blaming it on society is a cop-out.
Yeah.
But society is the one putting the pressure, and society is also the one saying, hey, you shouldn't be like this. I don't care. I'm going to be whoever I want to be.
No.
Why is it a cop-out?
It's not society. It's individualistic.
Yeah.
Explain.
Society cannot tell me and guide me nowhere. It's individualistic. As individuals, you have to take care of self. And until we get that mentality to take care of self, then we're going to be able to blame society for our bad behavior.
Yeah, but you have to understand, we still are part of that society. Unfortunately, hang on. Unfortunately, there's so many people that are weak-minded that are following that society and what society tells them that they have to be.
That's true.
Not everybody is like smart like you and me and everybody in the panel.
I understand that. However, the individuals that's smart like me, the problem is that instead of educating them and helping them, we are babying them instead of giving them tough love.
Exactly. That's another issue.
Tough love.
That is another issue. We're overprotecting the children, and this is what's happening now.
You want to act like that? I will turn my back on you unless you get this shit right.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So, but when we put ourselves in a position to use society as a scapegoat, it becomes a phenomenon and it's out of control.
But it is out of control because people are not having a mind of their own.
And
when I was in
the
college, I wrote a thing called "Whose Fault Is It?" I wrote a piece called "Whose Fault Is It?" And at the end, I said 5% society. So basically, it's talking about taking the choices that you make in this lifetime, and we don't. We have come to the blame game society where it's not me, it's him. It's the division that we have. So that's the part of the society that I guess is ringing in most people's ears because they have found themselves. They don't know who they are. So it has to be someone else's fault.
Yeah, correct. Okay, and then we can blame the education. We can blame the parents. We can blame, if you're letting your kid watch videos of trad wives, what are you exposed to? Or videos of other people doing other things. What are you exposed to? And you're not getting that, hey, you shouldn't do this. Hey, you need to be that,
Well, Michelle, let me ask you this question. Is it, and when you say blame, is it that you let them watch it, or do you let them watch it and then educate them?
No, I would. If I had kids, I wouldn't let them watch that shit.
You say that now until you get kids. I do have kids.
Yeah.
And
I was a kid once.
And I do let them watch that. But however, there's also a conversation right after that video that they watch that they have with their parent.
Al, but that's the video that they watch. What about them watching stuff and you have no idea?
Well, but here's the point, and I'm gonna answer that question. You talk to them to their level about it all.
Okay.
Right.
Because you know, and I know that they are going to watch things
that you didn't authorize.
Exactly.
Yeah, but not
Yeah.
every parent is a parent like you.
Well,
That's
but
the other issue.
And again, there's the problem.
Michelle, you don't
I mean,
understand.
And then,
Michelle, hold on, hold on. Michelle, he's a Leo. Don't encourage him. Don't tell
Oh,
him
I'm a
he's
Sagittarius.
don't
Sagittarius
tell him
and
he's a
Leos
great
actually
parent. You
get
just blew
along.
his head up. He's the greatest parent ever because you said not all parents are like you. I was like, and that's the problem. They need to be more like me.
Yeah, it's just the hard lines, y'all. Really,
It
Michelle, I
is.
give
It is
to you.
very, very difficult.
Well,
because,
I'd like to say something about the hard lines, y'all. For
And the
real.
love, like Yvette was saying, where is the love?
Right. The Black Eyed Peas.
Not everyone grew up the way that we all grew up, and it's okay for people to be different. And just because we like somebody because she's got all these great things,
Right.
and X plus Y doesn't have to equal Z. Sometimes if you're A and B and this person is W, X, Y, Z, why do we bash them and have to feel like we have to change them?
Who's to say that they're who's perfect
Yeah,
to actually define
they will
this?
find someone, and all this good luck to you. They will
It's not
find
a bad
someone.
thing. But my thing is, if X plus Y equals Z works, why change it if it doesn't? If it's not broke, why fix it?
Because we can't control people. Not everybody wants. Not everybody.
We
is
wasn't
X
being.
and Y.
We weren't being controlled
because we have free will.
Ones, not everybody, thinks the same way. There's some people who are young and they call them like old school. There's some men who were raised by their great grandmother. That makes them effeminate. That makes them so sensitive. There are men who were raised with 4 sisters that are soft.
You're right.
I don't care if you can fix a tire. You are soft. I don't feel protected walking down an alley or leaving a club or even leaving church.
Damn.
You can't even handle the deacon telling you can't park there. No. That's just my preference. I want a masculine man, a man who can verbally express it, have some bass in his voice. Not to intimidate me.
And I there's nothing wrong with that. That's you.
Hold on. I want to say
own.
so much. I want to say so much, but I'm gonna let y'all 3 talk because I gotta repair my battery. Hold on. I'm gonna let the 3 of y'all.
Hey, my husband is cooking right now. That doesn't make him feminine, okay?
Yeah.
Well, no. Well, 90 out of all the relationships I've been in, I cook better than 90% of the women I've been with.
That's wonderful for you.
I taught him how to cook.
I'm a damn good cook, but
Go ahead, Michelle.
Yeah,
she's back. Go ahead on the ring.
But all I'm saying is that if X plus Y equals Z works, then don't change it. Because the minute that we start changing to adapt to this new society is when all of our problems start compounding. And that's all I'm saying. So how do we
you tell that to the liberals and the woke ones, then, because they're the ones that also want to change things. They don't like it.
Well, again, but look and look where we are now. AI done kicked in so much, everybody is lazy. Nobody wants to do anything. And things worked better when we were hands-on.
Yeah.
We mentioned this lazy word. I know Dave mentioned it earlier in the context of a woman, and you mentioned it as well as far as lazy. With respect to the non-XYZ people, that oftentimes I grew up on a thesaurus, encyclopedia.
Yes.
People now have
a phone,
Google, but now we have elevated to AI. Does that make them wrong because they never saw a thesaurus? Does that make them wrong? It's okay. Let the X and Y's link together, because trust and believe, all the XWTYQs, they're finding their mediums, and they're just not for us.
I don't think there's wrong with it as long as they know how to read a book. and they know how to look for it in the library if they need it. Otherwise, they're just codependent.
Well, they don't, because you don't need a library, because you have a cell phone
but it's
that
always
has everything at your fingertips.
right. But that again, that's the upbringing and the parents that, hey, just Google it up, instead of like, hey, you need to learn what books are. You need to go to a library or whatever. We have books over there. It's collecting dust. Go grab it.
Well, the problem is that the future, in the future, there will be no books. So then what do you,
But they'll find their way.
so since there is no books, then what do you teach them and tell them?
They will find their way.
But it's not their way to me.
No, me either.
Because sounds
it's
like
easy to say that until that individual that you're talking about is your own.
Yeah.
Is my
they will
own,
find. I think they will
partner?
find their way, but we kind of have to show them the door.
And
that
that's
is our
the part that I
responsibility.
think that, Michelle, that people are really afraid of. We want to talk about ego, is that when you found this ideal person and then they have traits that you don't like.
Yeah.
And then you're realizing that everything has an expiration date and that you can't deal with. Some people may have married for love in their first marriage. And then some people, the second marriage is like, you know what? I want to make sure I get some money with this love.
Finances
They're
or what have
wrong
you.
for that. Some people may have married for marriage, for money.
Can I
and
jump
they're kind
in?
of like, oh, I would rather do without that. I want to marry someone who loves me for me. I don't want to have to be in the gym 24 hours.
Right.
You know, it's everyone's right and everyone's wrong.
Agreed. And we're getting back down to something that's important, which is preference. And I'm sorry, Yvette, did you want to say something? My bad.
No,
Yvette?
go ahead. Finish. Go ahead.
Okay. We're getting down to preference. So let me say something right quick. As the host of the show, let me give a disclaimer. My intensity earlier was not directed at Sophie. It was not directed at Michelle. It was not directed at any woman on the panel. It was really directed at an idea and stuff I went through, you know what I'm saying, in the past, stuff that I experienced personally. And of course, I'm past that stuff because I found my destiny. So when we say preference, right? Like someone said, oh, now they got AI. Are they lazy because they were born into a world with AI? Before that, they had Google. Are they lazy because they were born in the world with Google? Before that, we had telephone books and dictionaries and encyclopedias. Were we, lazy because we didn't have an abacus, whatever they had back in the day? So I do understand, development. What I'm saying is nothing I said was directed at anybody on the panel. It was really directed at the idea that me being the way I am is bad. If a man wants a woman that contributes to the bottom line and works a job, whether she makes 20% of the household income or whether she makes 10% or 50% or 80%, if a man wants a woman to contribute, that's between that man and whoever he ends up with. If a man wants a woman that does not contribute financially, she does everything domestically, that's between him and whoever he deals with. If a woman says, hey, I'm working all these hours, I need you to change some diapers, burp some babies, wash them dishes, bust them suds. I need you to help me. That's her prerogative. That's her choice. So I do agree that we have now gotten down into the realm of preferences. And that's important to acknowledge. Everybody has a right to what they want.
Not offended. We didn't take it personally. And there's nothing wrong with having standards, Dave. I actually like a man that has standards and know what he wants.
Yeah.
And as long as there's communication we established in the last topic and reciprocity, hey, respect, boundaries, whatever you need. Cool.
Well, and again, Dave, with the topic that we were talking about at that time, again, one of the, like Sophie mentioned, one of the situations is once if your threshold is 100,000 and she's above that, conversation over.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then once you end that conversation, then the rest of that don't even exist.
Right.
You have to understand what you're dealing. You have to understand what you're dealing with too, because let me give you a little story. I worked with a woman, and it's crazy because I seen her on Oprah first. When I seen her on the Oprah show, she was on the show about women who had husbands who made a certain amount. He made a good at that time. This was about 2008 or 9, 2007 actually. He was making $150,000 a year. They had lived in a great neighborhood, and I've had a spending habit. I mean, and she really had it bad because she would come into the office looking for money and then go shopping and not really value the stuff she just purchased. But she just had a shopping habit. So she was on Oprah, and that's when I remembered that's what they were talking about. And I said, wait a minute, you were on Oprah, when I realized this is the woman I was working with. Because her husband was telling her, you're killing me. I can't keep up with your spending. They had a daughter. Say, you have to slow down your spending. We cannot afford this. We have this mortgage, You're not working. So she would still go shopping, spend $100 on bows, hair bows for her daughter. Like, who needs to spend $100 on hair bows for a baby, a little girl? You know what I'm saying? She did not even value to heed what he was saying. So that's where I say there should be a line. There's a difference in living a comfortable life and living way beyond your means and just being straight reckless and ridiculous. There is a difference. I mean, you got the women who want to have a push diamond. You pushed out a baby. Women are pushing out babies every day. Why is this a new thing? A yellow canary diamond ring because she done pushed out a baby.
Okay, J-Lo.
I won't get into that. That's that's a whole new topic. That should be our topic next week. Hey, I got to get out of here. Daddy duty calls.
Yeah, I have to go too.
So you gotta go?
Yes.
All right, y'all. All right, and you know, y'all, can I be real? We have already covered 2 hours. We really, if we get into the next two, we gonna be going for 4 hours. So I think we should call it a night. I think we should get back into Corey, Father's Day. I know it's Sunday, so we're gonna have to cover it another moment.
We need to postpone it for Thursday, next Thursday.
I ain't doing nothing on Father's Day anyway.
Oh no!
Well,
right, Corey.
I'm gonna stir the pot and say, I'm a man too. I do both.
Oh no!
We have to share
Father's
it.
Day gets disrespected. You because you know what, Sophie, can we have a day? Sophie, can we have the day?
Of course, you guys can. Of course, I want no parts of it.
I hate when women be like,
I'm not a man.
I want to give. I'm the father and the mother. I don't like when women do that.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I'm like, ladies, please be a lady. I just want women to be women and men to be men.
Hey.
Yeah, you know what? I'm a traditional man. How about that? I'm a traditional man.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to look pretty and be capable.
No, well, and I'll be your alter ego. I'm the caveman. I want to pull you by the hair and drag you in and do my thing.
Okay, Fred Flintstone.
I'll choke you, but I ain't no killer, baby.
All right, y'all. I think it's a good moment to call it a night. Hey, look, everybody, for real. David got impassioned, but I'm just expressing my personal experience from the past. I have found the one. God gave me everything I asked for in a woman, everything I looked for in a woman. When them women out there, you're not gonna find that. Who you think you are? God said, that's my son, and I got
That's
something
okay.
for him.
We know you're a little sensitive.
Oh yeah, I've been sensitive. Absolutely. I'm a Scorpio. I own it. I own it. But Corey, I would say Cancers are more sensitive than Scorpios.
Yeah, I'm sensitive, but guess what? I know to hide my sensitivity.
Oh,
I don't. I put it on the sleeve. I
can't put it all on my sleeve.
I'm like a Leo. I bear it all. You just got to deal with it. It's out there.
I can't share all my sensitive stuff.
All right. Hey, y'all. Hey, first of all, Sophie, that girl, thank you for the topic tonight. Eboni K. Williams, great topic.
I was just, before we leave, I don't think, hopefully you've already cut it.
I haven't cut it. We still live.
Okay. Oh, hi everybody.
She's about to let loose. He's like, Dave, who the fuck you think you are talking to me like that? She's gonna snap on me.
Hey,
These mother-
hey, I tell you what, I'm gonna help her out. On that note, I gotta go.
All right, Al, I appreciate you, brother.
All right, y'all.
Thank you, Mr. Al Tariq. I appreciate you, bro. All right, Sophie. You're gonna stay. You're gonna leave. We about to
go. Yeah.
Okay, Sophie.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
That's Sophie, that girl. Thank you, Sophie. All right, Michelle, you about to bounce? I know we calling it. It's a night.
I can stay. I'm happy. It's only
Nope,
not
we
even
calling
10
it.
over
We
here.
calling it. We calling it. We leaving it. Everybody gotta leave.
Alrighty.
So
Yvette,
happy
you
and
leaving?
all pretty. Got a head. I was like, how do you?
I
do
tried to
that
be
in that
feminine.
time?
Oh,
She
God.
was.
That's what's up. Great topic
She's
tonight
like, wait a
too.
minute, give me the cheeks.
Michelle, traditional wives. Great topic. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. I had to stir the pot.
Michelle F from Inside the Drinker Studio. And Yvette, thank you for joining. I appreciate you too, Yvette. We didn't get to your topic. I apologize.
That's okay.
But it's
It's all
coming.
good. I
And
don't have
Yvette,
to
you need to
apologize.
let me tell you something, Yvette. Look, get used to it.
What?
This. You're on television, Yvette. Yeah, I listen, I need y'all.
I know.
No. I gotta solo us. Yvette, I need you to understand. I'm like Jimmy Kimmel. I'm like Trevor Noah. I'm like Arsenio Hall. This is the next big show. The world just don't know about it yet. I need you to be ready for prime time. All right. So if I do this, I don't want to hear, oh my God, Dave, you're so close. Yes, I'm close. I want to know. I want them to feel whatever you feel. You're expressing yourself. I want you to express yourself.
All right, thank
Like
you.
Madonna.
I'll be ready next time. I was in like, wait a minute, because this right here.
Yes, Yvette. Yes. Yvette, do you see me? Look at me, Yvette. Hold on, look. Look at me. I'm in high def. You can see everything.
Yes.
Man, with the fancy equipment.
I know. Look at your focus.
Yeah. Hey there, or whatever he said on Chappelle's show. Unity. What are the 5 fingers say to the face? It's high def over here. It's high def. So I need y'all to be ready. Anyway, we're gonna call it a night, y'all. Thank you for joining everybody. Big Corey G. Michelle.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. We'll get
Thank
to your topic
you.
next week. Corey and Yvette, we get to y'all, all right?
Yay. Enjoy your Father's Day.
Thank you, everybody. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers, man. I appreciate y'all, man. It's Dave Life, man. I'll holler at y'all. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for joining. It's Dave Life, man. Make sure you catch us on episode 260 next week. 260, all right? It's Dave Life, man. Peace. By the way, make sure you subscribe to YouTube. Subscribe and follow. We need the YouTube up. Go to youtube.com/DaveLifeTV and subscribe right now. Peace. Thanks for everybody that joined on Twitter, on Instagram, and on Facebook. Love y'all, man. We out. Peace.